Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. How are all of you? Welcome to our entertainment lifestyle talk show series where we're bringing back the lost art of conversation with over 300 episodes, just about daily live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We have a lot of fun on our show. We interact with our viewers who watch from all around the world. They call themselves the Lovities. They call me Mr. Levity, and they call this Levity Hall as we sort of said love and levity together a little too fast in the summertime and came up with the word levity. And I think it works. All the viewers, the guests, they love it. So, hey, you could always use a little more levity in the world. And this is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series, kind of like the old school talk shows, with Johnny Carson, Dick Cavett, Dick Clark, Steve Allen, Murph Griffin, Mike Douglas, bringing back that warm conversational vibe with positivity, humor, and we always learn something. We're always educated. We always have a great time together when we're here on the show, and we welcome everybody watching all around the world. We have viewers all across the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia, tuning in and commenting and being very interactive. It's Saturday night. I am your host, Jim Masters, and it's a pleasure to have you here. If this is your very first time, welcome. Again, we blend sort of that old school talk show style with a modern vibe and a modern twist of today, which is really cool. And we've been doing these shows since April of last year. That's 2020, and just about 7 days a week, over 300 episodes, with guests from all walks of life and all fields of endeavor, from television, radio, music, Broadway, Hollywood, as well as authors and culinary arts experts, meaning foodies, sports and comedy and inspiration, and lots to do with living in life. And we always have a great time. Everybody's welcome. Doesn't matter your zip code, your gender, your income, political views, religious views, if there are any. And you're just welcome wherever you're watching. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all of the tagging, the sharing, the posting. You find me on Jim Masters TV on Facebook, Instagram, Jim Masters TV, Twitter, Jim Masters TV, and of course, watching right now on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We just posted a new Masters Mantra video as well, a really scenic, inspiring video, really ominous clouds and whipping winds, really cool scenic video on our Masters Mantras series here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Check that out. I think you'll enjoy it. It looks like a lot of people checked it out already. We just posted that today. And boy, an amazing array of guests we've had thus far over the many, many months and coming up as well. Tonight, we have celebrity impersonator, actor, singer, entertainer extraordinaire, Jason Thompson, live and direct from West Hollywood, California. Joining me is my very special guest. But first, why don't we chime in, as we always like to do, with our Levity viewers and check them out from around the world. If you're watching for the first time, we would love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss any of our comments and any of our content on the show. So before we even begin, we would love it if you subscribe to that channel right there, Jim Masters TV, which is the channel you're watching right now, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of the great content. Sterling Meyer is here. Sterling, welcome to the show. It's nice to see you. She was a guest on our show a few weeks back. We had an epic conversation. It was terrific to have you here. And thanks for tuning in and joining us tonight. Maureen is here. Happy Saturday to everyone at Jim Masters TV. And thank you for bringing us such incredible entertainment every single day. You're appreciated beyond words. Thank you very much, Maureen in Arizona. We love you back. We welcome all of our loyal Lovities around the world watching, as well as anybody new that's watching live or on demand 24/7 on our YouTube channel later. Hi, Jim and everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Looking forward to an exciting show with great entertainment, laughter, inspiring conversation, and of course, our famous Lovity, Crystal Nolan, watching in Connecticut. Thanks, Crystal. It's good to see you here. Amy is here. Nice to see you, Amy. Hello, all Lovities. We welcome you as well. Linda Odell in St. Augustine, Florida. Good evening, Mr. Levity. Good evening, Lovities. Good to see you as well. Linda in South Africa. The wonderful Juanita is here. Hello, Jim and Levity family. Looking forward to another great show. Nice to see you, Juanita. Merlin is here reporting for duty as always. Hi, Jim and all my Levity friends. I love that. Thanks, Merlin. It's good to see you here and welcome to the show. Kathy Bishop is here. She's saying hello to all of us and to Linda and Juanita. And Karen Campbell Green, you are in for a big surprise for Levity Hall. Absolutely. Every day is something different. Every day with this show, we do a different topic, different theme, different scenario, and different situation, which is really cool. Not the same old, same old. And that's what you call true variety, like the talk shows used to do. Hello, 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 my lovely family. That's a big hello from Karen Campbell Green and Nova Scotia. Jim, the package I promised you is finally on the way. Thank you. I'll look for that. I will look for that. Appreciate you doing that. Kathleen Walker, New York City. Hi, Jim. Always happy to see you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's great to have you here. Love all these comments coming in from everybody all around the world. And we have some tulips coming in from Willie, who is watching in the Netherlands and Holland. Thank you, Willie. And of course, we welcome everybody that's watching here on the Jim Master Show live and on our YouTube channel right now. Karen says, you're looking dapper and blue tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good to see everybody. How you guys doing? Do you have a good day today? Hope everything is going well for you and you had a good day. If you didn't have a good day, well, this is the place to get perked up and to smile, because we're all about light, love, levity, and of course our famous levity. That's what we're all about here on the show. And we like to have a good time here. We really, really do. I toast all of you. We have a little Belgian beer. This is Duvel from Belgium. So we are toasting you tonight. It looks like I drank half of it already, doesn't it? But I didn't. The foam reduced. It went whoosh. Good thing it's not a souffle, huh? So it reduced a little bit. So it's Saturday night, of course. We've been having water and lemonade all week on the show. So tonight we'll have a little Belgian beer and we toast all of you. Welcome to the show. And of course, our sidekick that you guys love. You might even see an appearance from Lin a little bit later on the show. George Burns is here joining us as well. One of our fabulous regular Lovity sidekicks. He's there with his cigar, of course, and his red hanky. We love when George is with us every night. He's sort of my Ed McMahon. We welcome him. Of course, you can see all the rest of the gang behind me there, all the cast of characters who we've had front and center. There is, of course, Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, a gift from Dreamer Denver, who was Bob Denver's wife. Bob Denver played Gilligan, of course. There's the I Dream a Genie bottle. And there's Jimmy the Clown. There's Silver, the lab we got when we were on a television shoot in Europe, and brought him home to the States. More comments coming in here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Jason, to Lovity Hall. You are now a Lovity. Fantastic, fantastic. Good to see everybody. Welcome to the Jim Master Show Live. You're going to have some fun tonight. And we're going to welcome our very special guest, Jason Thompson. Let me just tell you a little bit about him. He's quite amazing. Of course, we were telling you about the fact that he does a lot of cool impersonations, but he's also an all-around entertainer, singer, actor, performer as well. Entertainer, and he's really, really good at what he does, and we're very, very excited to have him on the show. He's going to sing live for us as well, absolutely, and multi-talented comical entertainer, MC, presenter, singer, impersonator, actor, comedian. He does this either as himself or as one of his many celebrity characters, or as his original ones as well. Some of his celebrity characters are Austin Flowers, Dame Edna Average, Queen Elizabeth II, Steve Irwiner, and the Mad Hatter, as well as original characters too, Shirley Shagwell and Russian character Vladimir Verminov, and Circle Man, the Wise Oracle. He's one of the most sought after improv roving performers and MCs throughout the Los Angeles area, and also for some of the biggest live events through Australia, United States, and Asia. He's also working with great themed parties and corporate high-end private sector as well, galas, charity balls, conventions, and awards nights, a whole host. He is born and raised in Adelaide, South Australia, and he began performing as a young boy in the school choir. We're going to welcome him to the show and chat a little bit more about his background and so much more as we welcome. Are we going to be welcoming him or her or her or her? Who knows who's going to be joining us tonight? I think it's Jason, live and direct from West Hollywood, California. Jason, welcome to the Jim Master Show Live. It's good to have you with us. How are you tonight?
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
How are
it's
you?
my pleasure. My pleasure. And here comes some of the lovely, I mentioned the lovely wave that we have here on the show. Welcome, Jason. Thrilled to have you here tonight. Mary Bishop in Florida. Maureen says, hello, Jason. I'm so excited for your visit to Lovely Hall. Welcome, welcome. Karen Campbell Green says, welcome to Lovely Hall, Jason. You're now our Lovely. And
Lovely, lovely.
she's in Nova Scotia, Canada. Kathleen Walker says, hi, Jason, and welcome. She's in New York City. Crystal Nolan in Connecticut says, hi, Jason. Welcome to Lovely Hall. Welcome, welcome, welcome from Karen. And let's see, we've got Linda in Florida. Good evening, Jason. You are now a Lovely. Christine in North Carolina, USA. Happy Saturday, Jim and Lovely friends. Welcome, celebrity impersonator Jason Thompson to the show tonight. Lovely Hall will be such fun tonight. You do look great in the blue tonight. Thank you very much. Cheers. And good stuff from everybody. So how are you, my friend, there in West Hollywood, California? How have you been keeping busy and staying creative and connected and sane during all of the nuttiness of the last year or so?
It's a bit, isn't it? You know.
Yes.
Yes, you have to do your best. That's what I do. I wake up every day, and I'm thankful to be alive. We all get our challenges, but in my business, we say the show must go on, and that's what I've been doing.
Yes.
I do miss the huge big events I've been doing over the years, and but now it's I've been reduced to, or not reduced, I shouldn't say that, but it's this now, and there's no crowds in front of me, or there is virtually, as I can see tonight, but it's a bit challenging. But all we can do, I've been doing singing telegrams out the front of people's houses. That's
cool.
That's what I've been used to from huge big events. Because that's the only thing you can do, like social distancing at the front of their home, and just to keep it going, but it's been good because you learn a lot, because I always thought that was like the, not the bottom end of entertainment, but something like that. But, doing singing telegrams, a monkey in a suit and or a maid in a duster outfit. But, here I am doing the Queen of England or Austin Powers. Obviously they know, oh my God, you're really high end. I said, yeah, I don't normally do this, but they appreciate it. But it keeps me going, and I'm still spreading the love, even if it's 2 or 3 people at the front of someone's home. But it's amazing, what you learn by doing that, and it gives you a lot more content as a person, doing these things, So, and the Zoom things are good too. I've been doing heaps of Zoom, and this is my little nightclub I've set up now, and I've been doing half-hour shows, 20-minute shows for people in their home or something to surprise someone, and I do sing a set of songs, or I might do Austin, or I might do the Queen, and so it's interesting. But you just have to adjust, I suppose.
How did you get started again, originally from Australia? What were those early influences in your life, Jason, that got you to realize, hey, I love this entertainment thing. I think I want to pursue this as a career. Tell us about your youth in Australia.
Well, as you said, it was a flashback when you said I was in the choir. I started off in the choir. I was one of those boys at the back, up in the balcony with the red robes and the white frilly collars, and singing Ave Maria. We were like little angels, but we're all little shits, really, all of us, because we weren't into sports and stuff like that.
Were you Australia's version of the Vienna Boys Choir? Or?
It was sort of, back then, it was the equivalent to what you have here as the Glee Club, So
the Glee Club, yes.
I wasn't into spectacular sports and contact sports. When we played cricket and Australian football, I was like, that wasn't my thing. When that cricket ball was coming, it wasn't a tennis ball that some people used as a fun game. It was that hard cricket ball. It was like a cannonball coming towards you. I'm like, I don't want to play this game. So I was more more arty, and I've always been a singer. I've sang in the shower and drive everybody crazy, rather. So that's where it started, at home in Adelaide.
So then, did you get involved in school plays and theater groups? How did you really start to express your flair for entertainment?
My first performance, believe it or not, I was the wind. My mother tells me this story. I was the wind, and apparently if you blinked, you missed me. And I was running. I ran across the stage like, woo, was the wind, like in a shoot, on like a sheet sort of thing, you know, like, and it was funny. So that was my first performance. I was the wind.
The wind beneath your mother's wings.
That was the wind. So, but anyway, I was destined to perform. I've always wanted to be a bit of a show pony, and you know, the class clown, and I started doing impersonations. My father is very, very funny, and he used to have a lot of dinner parties, and he would do those jokes when there was an Italian and a Greek and a Chinese guy, and he'd do all the accents of each person. So I suppose I got a lot of that from my father, and I love impersonating people. Because impersonating is, they say, the highest form of flattery. So when you can tune into someone and take them off, I can't do everybody, but things that resonate with me, these characters that I choose, like Dame Edna or Austin Powers. You know, when I first saw that movie, I went, "Oh my God, that guy's like me a little bit in real life." It's like I adapted doing Austin, and it was just, you know, baby, oh me, hey baby. So I became, you know, and about a week later, my agent rang me and she said, "Can you do an Austin Powers?" And I think, "I am Austin," and it stuck, and I've been doing him for 20 years. That's how long that movie is now, 20 years.
Look at that. So you take on the whole look and everything.
I've done him all around the world. I've done the Singapore Grand Prix. I did the Singapore Grand Prix 4 times. You know, I hosted the Google's Christmas party about 2 years ago at the Sydney Cricket Ground, and 900 people.
Was Austin the very first of the characters to come alive for you?
Actually, Dame Edna, I don't know if many of you know Dame Edna out there. There
you are with Wanda Sykes.
Yes. And I was always amazed by a man dressed as a woman like Mrs. Doubtfire. I do her too. And I actually worked with Dustin Hoffman when I first came here when he was working on that show Luck, and I was doing a scene with him, and I said, "It's because of you." And he goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Because when I saw you do Tootsie, I thought, well, if you can do it, I can do it." So I was inspired. And then when I saw Dame Edna, because Dame Edna is a famous character in Australia and in England. And he had actually a Tonight Show here in LA. A lot of people don't know that, but he's very famous, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, isn't it spooky? Hello, possums! Oh, hello, Jim. Isn't it spooky? Master Jim Masters. Now that's debatable, isn't it? Does that make that a master debate?
Yeah, it's good.
Master debate.
And Dame Edna, you are now a lovety too. Welcome, Dame Edna. You are a lovety on the Jim Masters Show Live. Master James Masters.
Master James Masters. You must
James Masters.
You must have got a little bit like when you got your letters as a child. Master Jim Masters, you know, that would have been double masters, right?
Master James Edward Masters V. That's a long one. That's a long one.
You've certainly mastered your life, Jim Masters.
Mastered the craft, right? So, hello, possums. I love this. Edna Average.
That's Dame Edna. Well, the actual real name is Dame Edna Average, but I call myself Dame Edna Average. And I can't technically call myself Dame Edna Average, and I can't call myself Austin Powers, but I call myself Austin Flowers, you know, like Flower Power and so forth. And I do the Queen of England too. I started off doing her because I was a fashion lecturer for a finishing school, and when I was a child, I used to spend my pocket money on elocution lessons. My parents thought I was a bit weird, and I think I was destined to be an oracle. And then I did 2 years of private singing lessons. My parents put me through, and I was grateful for that. So yes, it's been a crazy time in my life. So I've always wanted to use my voice, and I've been a speaker and singer, and I just like to use my voice a lot, and I used to do radio. I did the School of Radio with Vaughan Harvey, all my Adelaide friends listening out there. Vaughan Harvey was a really old radio announcer. He did the old sort of, "This is Vaughan Harvey," and Jeff Sunderland, "This is Jeff Sunderland for Easy Listening 5AA." When they used to do those old style voiceovers. So I just love the voice.
The voice of God announcers. Yes, absolutely.
So I've always been using my voice, whether I'm impersonating or singing. And, I started off doing a jazz band in Adelaide, and I was on what they call the equivalent of those days. It was like Potluck, which was like the Australian Idol, like American Idol.
Ah, yeah.
I was a 2-time winner, and then I got asked.
You're a two-timer?
I was a 2-time.
You were a two-timer.
2-time winner of Potluck, but years and years ago. So that was the equivalent of today's, idols and stuff like that. But and then I got asked by my first person who gave me a break was Bert Newton, which is sort of like your David Letterman of Australia. And he got me on the show, and I was contracted to do his show. So I used to do his daytime show. It was like a talk show, big talk show. And I started singing on that. So that's where it all sort of started.
That's fantastic. So that was really a big opportunity for you then to get that exposure on those shows in Australia. Then did you start to get noticed by American audiences and European audiences as well as time went on, Jason?
Well, I was a bit of a late bloomer. I didn't leave Adelaide for quite some time, and I moved to Sydney, and that's when I really carved out my career, because Adelaide's it's like Austin, Texas. In fact, Austin that's where Sterling is. It's a sister city to Adelaide. It's only about 1 million people. So I had to expand my wings. So I went to Sydney, and that's when I really took it to another level. And I was starting to do a lot of gigs through Asia, and because we're just above. Australia is just below, rather, and they're all above us. So you'd get a lot of gigs in Asia. I've done Beijing twice, and I've done Thailand about 4 times, Vietnam twice. Big events. And like I said, I did the Singapore Grand Prix 4 times, sharing the stage with Chaka Khan, actually performing with her.
Chaka Khan, yeah.
She was singing "I'm Every Woman," and I was Austin Powers with her on stage, right next to it. I mean, she was there, and I had all my girls all touching me. Oh, Austin, and I was like, "It's all in me." And I'm going, God, it doesn't get any better than this. Chaka Khan singing "I'm Every Woman," and all these women are all over Austin. It was hilarious.
And Austin loved every second of it.
Yeah, baby.
As did Jason.
It was a lot of fun. God, I've had some fun. I probably lived about 3 lifetimes to the
3 lifetimes. So when did you make the move to the United States? When was America in your mirror going forward on your journey of life?
Well, I'm big on manifesting things. That's why I'm friends with Sterling. But I'm a big visualizer. Before all this law of attraction came in, I was always storyboarding in my head, and I would ask the universe, and it would just come. And I wanted to go to America because I knew I was destined to go, and then another level. So after 10 years in Sydney, I then took it to America, and I won the green card lottery. So I put in for the green card lottery, and the first time I didn't get anything, and the second year nothing, and the third year I won, because I went through one of these agents where they, you pay one fee and they give you 3 years turn of trying to get in, and I didn't get the first one, like I said. The second one, nothing, and then I got a phone call. The third one, I got in, and it was amazing. And so I basically came straight here. And by the way, you don't just, when you win the green card lottery, you don't just get it like that. It just gives you a case number. So you've still got to comply. If you've got a criminal record or something, you're not getting in. So when people talk about green cards, it's not just like, oh, you win the lottery, you get in. It just gives you a case number. So out of the millions, I won. So I think, yay, I came to America.
How long ago was that you got that?
In 2009, and I came here in 2010. So I've been here that long, and I've been in the same apartment. I'm blessed to be here, and I love it. I just, it gets its challenges sometimes being in LA, because there's lots of going on here, as you know. And has that pretty much been your primary residence? Have you lived in other parts of the United States, New York or elsewhere? I first came to New York because when I first got here, I was still undecided of whether I wanted to live in LA or New York. So I did a reconnaissance mission, and I went over there. And my brother actually lives in Tennessee, Nashville. He's a singer too. He used to do all the cruise ships out of Florida. Mm-hmm. So I did New York for a month just to test it. Then I came back down to Tennessee, and I hung out there for a couple of months. And because when you get your green card, you can't just leave straight away. You've got to at least do 6 months here to show that you are a permanent resident. So I did 6 months, and I then went back to Australia to do high season, which is around December, where all the corporate Christmas parties are. So I did that. But then I decided it was LA. I love the weather. It's one flight home straight to Sydney, and I'm still here. So it was LA. That was the city. New York wasn't. I didn't feel it there, but I perform there, and I go there sometimes for gigs. Like I go all over America to perform now to entertain people.
I want to show a clip here we have of some of the cool stuff that you do, Jason, and they've been looking forward to this.
I'm getting entertained because I don't know which one you got to pull up.
Keep calm and carry on.
Yes, so lovely. This is the queen. This is the queen when I call myself on the money queen, which is the age she's on the money, like your sort of Abraham Lincoln character and your George Washington character. So when she dies, I can do that character. I call myself on the money queen because her face is that age on the money with the gray hair. But I also do the now queen, which is the white hair. So you're seeing on the money queen. I call myself here.
All right. Keep calm and carry on, folks. With levity, here's the queen.
When you have the peace, you have the power. Chillax, blow it out. Take time to smell the flowers. Just keep your peace, seek love, cause that is your power. I think I'll take the queen's advice and keep calm by the hour. Keep calm, carry on. Keep calm, carry on. Keep calm, carry on. Keep calm, carry on. Keep calm.
When life gets so crazy and out of control, and things get so hazy, and life just takes its toll, take a deep, long breath, let that just be your goal. So keep peace, seek love, it's oxygen to the soul.
Keep calm and carry on. 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 Keep calm.
I'm the queen. Keep it calm and carry on.
Talk it out, don't scream and shout, just one bit at a time. The world's in such a state, there's no need for hate. Bombing here, bombing there, I want to pull out all my hair.
Keep calm and carry on. Keep calm.
I'm the queen. Keep it calm and carry on.
Keep calm and carry on, as the queen says, with some other appearances from some of the characters too.
Believe it or not, the backup dancers were also me.
The backup dancers were you too?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. That is cool.
Everybody in there is me. Bizarre. It's when I first saw that. When it was all in the studio, I think it was the first time I saw all my characters all looking at me or performing. It was a weird experience, I tell you. Sometimes you wake up, Jim, and you say, "Oh my God, who am I going to be today? Oh, that's right, I'm the Queen today." Or, "Oh, it's Austin." Oh, right, yeah, So yeah, that's why I'm very, for less or a better word, I'm very spiritual. I have to, I meditate and have to be centered and come back to myself, because you can lose yourself in all this, doing all these characters, because sometimes you do. 3 or 4 in a week,
Yes. Juanita, Merlin in Canada says, too funny, love it. Juanita in South Africa says, amazing, love it. Austin Field says, this is great stuff. Mary Bishop says, wonderful, Jason. Maureen says, that's some good stuff. And Merlin in Canada asks, who is your favorite character to do? Is there a favorite, or do you feel attached to all of them?
I think they're all just as good. I mean, it's like saying who's your favorite child, but I do love doing Austin. Austin's, because it's just almost close to me when I get, when I'm in good form. I've got actually a dinner party tonight, and I've got 6 guests around, and I'm going to be performing in this over here. There's a dinner party behind this curtain.
Wait a minute.
Ready to go.
There's food on the other side. This is a foodie crowd, Jason. What do you got? Ooh, let's go full screen.
Oh, you can't. No, can you see it? No, I'd have to bring the camera around. Hang on, let's have a look. I'd have to turn the light on first. Hang on. But yes, I've got some very good guests coming here. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. There we are. Look at that dinner table set up. Red napkins and everything. Can you see it?
And what are you going to be serving?
Well, I've cooked it all myself before I did the show. It's my first dinner party.
You do everything yourself, just like the characters. What's on the menu tonight?
I've got a faki soup. It's a Greek dish called faki. Yes, it sounds like you're saying something.
Wait, what did you just say?
It's called fakes or faki.
Oh my God!
It's a lentil soup. It's a very gourmet.
He's been on 35 minutes and already he's letting loose.
You can Google it. It's a Greek lentil dish. It's called faki.
George Burns, have you ever heard that in your 100 years?
Well,
George admits to only saying that once.
All the Greeks will know that. It's called fakes or faki. So it's it means lentil.
Yes, please explain in case anybody just tuned in now.
It's a Greek dish. It's a yummy dish. It's really lovely. It's gourmet now. It's a peasanty dish in Greece. And then I've got the spanakopita. So I'm having a bit of a Greek feel. Yeah, I've got my lovely friend Vasily coming around tonight, along with Aaron Gavin, who's a fantastic Marilyn Monroe impersonator, and Toma, who's a lovely perfume lady who makes her own colognes. And who else is coming? Oh, yes, Colin. Colin is a wonderful guitarist. So there's a lot of arty-farty people. And my friend Ryan, who's a comedian. So it's going to be quite interesting.
It's going to be quite an evening.
Well, it's only because of COVID. It's the first one I'm having for since all this time. So it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And, so I'm looking forward to it. And then after the spanakopita and tzatziki, which I made myself, and then I'm going to do a lovely salmon.
Very nice.
Glazed carrots and asparagus. And then I made a lovely chocolate dessert with baked pears and strawberries and soy ice cream. There you go.
This is a foodie audience. We talk about food a lot. We're heading to your house with our masks tonight, Jason. We'll be there in, let's see, the flight's about 5 hours. No.
Well, you're welcome to come next time you're here.
When I'm on a TV shoot in LA, I will ring you up and we will come over. Absolutely.
Everybody says I should be a chef or open, a restaurant, but food is, it's the same as music, not too much bass in the mix of music. It's like not too much chili in the mix of food. It's all in the mix. And once
nobody confuses you with Gordon Ramsay, do they?
I get that a lot. In fact,
I could see a little bit.
I did a gig for my Scottish friend in Chicago who owns the Balmoral restaurant. And I went over there as the Queen. He's a really lovely guy. And he said, you should do Gordon Ramsay. You look like him. Maybe but he's got a lot more wrinkles, He's sort of like
the before and the after.
Yeah, but it's not my sort of energy to be. I like to have, he gets all. I'd have to be like, "What are you doing?" and screaming, and
throwing pots and pans. And
I'd rather be, doing the Queen, rather lovely.
Yeah. Now we speaking of which, look what we have.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Elizabeth. I'm staying here at the wonderful H Hotel and Club, a very exclusive club. I'm performing there, making an appearance tonight. It's going to be rather exciting. Isn't this lovely? Very exclusive. Done very well. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Isn't it interesting wallpaper? There we are. There we are. Hello. God save me, long live me, God save me. Oh, I've still got it.
The Queen touring the hotel.
They've still got it. That was actually at the H Hotel. I spoke actually to all the staff there. Another time they got me back a second time. I was talking to all the staff about hospitality as the Queen. It was fun.
That is funny.
The H Hotel,
Yeah,
it's actually gone under now since COVID. It was so sad. Have you heard about the H Hotel? There's one in London. It's very exclusive.
Yes, absolutely. We have a little more from Dame Edna here too.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Austin Flowers, International Man of Mystery. Do I make you horny, baby?
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day.
Possum! You look hot. What's your name, Possums?
Richard.
Oh, Richard, isn't he spooky?
Or Dick, whatever you like.
Oh, Dick! This is the family show, Dick.
Great to see you out here.
It's lovely to be here. It's bloody hot, though. That's all I can say. I'm melting.
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world.
Absolutely delighted my husband and I, and of course Charles and that woman Camilla, are of the news of your return to your native shores. That's England. I'm absolutely delighted to congratulate Australia's biggest music festival, Big Day Out, on its 100th show. Unfortunately, I'm unable to be there to celebrate this wonderful achievement of rock and roll hedonism. But with you all, I wish you abundance, happiness, and health as you move into the next chapter of Big Day Out life. But for now, have a nice day. God bless, and please stay in control. Thanks. I trust this could be hard with your criminal background. But remember, drugs and alcohol are bad. Be good to each other, and kiddies, it's not cool to get so strap yourselves in for a ride of your life. 100th Big Day Out Show, Sydney.
Oh, you didn't see that part. You probably didn't watch that part, did you?
You do it all, Jason. You do it all. What was that for? That was for
really
something.
old. That was really old footage. That stuff.
That was something specific, right? That was something, a big event in Australia.
Big Day Out is huge. It's like the Love Parade or something. It's massive. So I launched the whole thing as the Queen. You know, it was fun. That was years ago. There was some footage, older footage somewhere. But anyway, there's the more modern, the more now Queen. Now I do the one you saw before at the H Hotel. But anyway, lots of fun.
Yeah.
It's like a flashback for me.
It's like a flashback. Absolutely. We've got another clip for everybody. Here we go. Nice
Well,
little clip there. Some of the things that you do, right? And some of the characters.
That was the thing I did recently over COVID, because to do the singing telegrams, because I was thinking, what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. So the only thing we could do is singing telegrams. So I made that little and it's been, I've been, doing bibs and bobs here. It's still not like how it used to be, but at the end of the day, it gets you out of the house, and I'd be doing this for free if it was in a situation. If I was stranded on you were mentioning Gilligan's Island before. If I was stranded on an island and there was no money, I'd still be doing it.
Because you love it. Yeah, you love it.
I did Mrs. Howell. I saw you put up Mrs. Howell before. I did Mrs. Howell.
Mrs. Howell, yeah. Can you do a little Mrs. Howell now?
Oh, no. Hang on.
Think money. Think millionaire.
Think money. Oh, what's his name? Oh, Thurston. It was I only did her once, actually. It was at a party. A big guy had a theme, and it was Gilligan. And he said, can you do Mrs. Howell? And I'd have to look into it. But yes, it was like, oh Thurston. It was like that sort of, oh Thurston. It's funny.
Somebody asked, I think maybe it was Merlin, and do you, in order to get into the character, do you have to get into the makeup? Does a transformation happen to you when you're in costume?
Oh yes, it's like your channel. I used to do Elvis, and years ago, but I got rid of. I didn't bring him here because Elvis is falling out of aeroplanes here, so I sold my costume
every corner. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Robert. When I did the whole thing, but I would channel. Go, hi Elvis. Come through me, or Steve Irwin. Oh, crikey, mate. And I'd say hi, Steve, and I would sort of channel almost, and put up a, out of respect, and
that's amazing. That shot too. I mean. You really, look like him.
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing. And wrestling with that alligator.
The plastic one, yes.
Ooh. And then at a Star too, right?
Yes, I was actually at the Star the day that they gave him a star down in West Hollywood. It was quite an honor to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Who's this young chap?
I used to call myself the I don't know if I can say this. I used to call myself the crock of shit hunter before he died. But then when he died, I thought, I can't say that anymore.
Oh no, you can't say that.
I call myself, Steve Irwiner.
Who's this lad we have on the screen here?
Oh God, that was when I was 21.
Jason Thompson playing the part of Jason Thompson.
Do I look the same?
What are you thinking in that shot? Do you recall?
I'm thinking, I don't know. Here's my heart. You're going to get me somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah. I like what comes from the heart touches the heart. I'm very open-hearted. That's what
very true.
A lot of people say. I'm a unifier. That's why I call myself Circle Man. I like to bring the circles together. A lot of people don't understand about being a master of ceremonies, which is what one of my main things I do. Is I like to unify people, and the ultimate thing for me is when you see people dancing in circles. Like the Greeks do.
Yes.
And that's when I know
exactly like that. We're kindred spirits in that way. The unifier, bringing people together, empathy, compassion, humor, all of it. It's very important. The world really needs it, doesn't it, Jason?
Well, yes.
People take themselves too seriously sometimes.
Absolutely. I pioneered a health retreat, believe it or not, before I came to, it's called Authenticity, with my wonderful friend, naturopath and psychotherapist, Gregory Damascus. And it ran for 20 years. I worked on it for 3 years, and I birthed the baby with Gregory, but I went back into entertainment, which is what I do best. But I'm a Libra, and he was a Libra too. So I'm all about balance. And believe it or not, are you a Libra? Oh my God,
Libra, balance and harmony.
What day?
September 24th. Yeah.
I'm September 29th. We're on the early part of it all.
Yeah. Balance, harmony, right.
I was actually a gospel singer before I started this, to continue on for me doing the choir. I, sowed my oats and, got all drunk and stuff like that in my early days and smoked weed. And then I had a sort of an awakening, and I got a bit spiritual, and I was a gospel singer. I used to sing at all different denominations around Adelaide, and huge big churches sometimes. And I even sang on national television a couple of times, a couple of gospel songs. But then I, went into just doing normal stuff after that, like, a lot of Aretha Franklin all those, Whitney Houston's and all those started off in gospel. So that was my discipline. I would sing every Sunday at a church in front of 2,000 people. So I really got my training there. But I'm not into organized religions anymore. I'm more, connected to the great spirit and source of life. The the Aboriginals in my country, which are the oldest people on the planet, call it the Great Spirit. The Native American Indians call it the Great Spirit. And it's like the force be with you. May the force be with you,
That's right.
So I feel connected to that, so that's why I did the health retreat. And I'm still, there's still that in me. I was a credentialed minister. I have a diploma in theology even, but, like I said, I don't talk about that much these days, but I'm more practical and more feeling connected. And I like to, talk to people about that and being authentic, and that's why we call the health retreat authenticity. So now I've take that into my performances, and and there's a bit of a psychology in what I do, especially when I do the characters, because a lot of people wear masks, especially in the corporate world. You wear your corporate mask on, but I'm wearing a mask. It's obviously I'm being Austin or Dame Edna or whatever character I am, and I'm still connecting to you. I might go, it's the Queen. Oh, hello, dear. And I do readings. I read people around the room, and people go, oh my God, did you say something to this person? Like, I've never seen this person in my life, So I read people, and it's very exciting when you do it, because you're also bringing people out, because they might have their mask on, and you're going, hello, persons, I can see you. And they're all like, oh my God, who are you? And I'm connecting with them on a spiritual level. But really what I'm saying is, hey, school's out. Come out and play. You've got 4 hours at this party, and to bring people out. So the corporate mask might go down, and then everybody comes out and plays. That's why we have to remind ourselves about the art of play. I'm a big believer about that, and being authentic with yourself, and being real, and being who you are, and fulfilling your purpose in life. Because this is my message. I say as a performer, the purpose in life is to have a purpose and to flourish with that purpose. And that's like the plant kingdom. You don't see an apple tree trying to be a banana tree because, Lady Gaga's a banana tree. You just, you can't steal hers and stick them on you, and you go, what's happened to that tree? She's, so you have to be authentic and with your true useful purpose. And as a performer, I like to, speak that message to people and be authentic. And through characters, you can do that, because, you can bring out the person, because like I said, you connect with them and they feel that connection. So then, when you're truly shining, it gives the license for others to do the same. And at the end of the night, they're all like, where have you asked that? And they're all like this at the start, all like, all conservative. But at the end of the night, they're all dancing on tables.
That's what happens.
You bring it out in people, and I'm sure you do the same. I can see that. I can see.
Absolutely.
You're a big kid with an old soul. I can tell that.
Yes, absolutely. I say a big kid wearing adult clothing. And my father has always said I was born 30 years too late as well, and I should have gone into comedy. I think he's right.
Well, you're doing it sort of here and there. I mean, I don't do sort of stand up. I mean, I've done it a little bit here, but I'm more improv artist. I love being in that moment, and that's what's funny, because life is like that. You can't live in the future, you can't live in the past. They're both not real. But right now it's like the diamond in the groove of that record player, the stylist. It's in that moment. And when you trust in the presence and the power of now, that's when all the magic happens. It's like opposed to following the sheet music, or when you get a whole lot of guys that are just still jamming and they go, oh my God, did we record that? It was just in that moment. And that's where I love it. And that's why I love improv performing. When I do my roving performing, I don't know what I'm doing until I get out there, so especially when I MC an event, I've got like, a running order, of course, the entrees here and the main courses here, and you got to do this there. But in between, I love the improv, and I don't want to even peek out to the audience. I just want to go out there and be spontaneous. And that's where the magic is. And life should be like that. We should trust in that.
Absolutely right. I agree 100%. And with compassion and empathy, like we always talk about on the show, and because you never know who you're inspiring. And I think it's really, when you get a chance to be and live your life with a soulful purpose, heart-centric and authentically, it's a beautiful thing. And some people are afraid to do that, but I think they should, because then you attract a whole new energy, which can be really, really far more deeper and warmer and more positive for you and for the people that you're attracting. I want to also, we've got a wonderful clip of you singing, and you're going to be, for those tuning in, he's going to be performing live for us as well. And but we do have a nice,
my virtual
beautiful, with a dinner party on the right, ready to go.
Well, later
the ice is chilled.
I've had a detox for I've had a detox for like almost 6 weeks now, or something like 7 weeks. Last time I had a drink was with Sterling Meyer in Austin, Texas.
Sterling,
I did a couple of gigs down there because it wasn't so locked down as it was here in LA. So Sterling said, "Come and stay over here," and I did. So I've been detoxing. So tonight's the night I'm going to have a drink.
Hey, cheers, Slantra. And Sterling and folks in Texas, they just got through that horrific snow and ice storm and power outages and water outages in Texas.
Hi, Sterling.
Bless all of them. Here's a little of the dulcet tones of our very special guest, live from West Hollywood, California, by way of Australia, Jason Thompson. And he's also going to sing live as well.
Mr. Jason Thompson.
Very cool, my friend. Really nice.
Well, that was one of those TV shows I was on. I was telling you about. But prior to that was actually at the Cicada Club here in LA, and that was Richard Halpern introducing me. It was Richard's night actually. It was run by Maxwell DeMille, which is the DeMille family here.
Cecil B, right?
Yes, Maxwell. It's one of the best clubs in the world. If you've ever heard of the Cicada Club. Beautiful Art Deco, and I was a guest many times down there. So it was an honor to sing down there. And hi to Richard. He sings too. He's amazing. But he'd have nights down there. So I miss that, the Cicada Club.
Want to show you some of the levity coming here. We've got Juanita in South Africa saying great singing, and Austin Field says very good singing and clapping in Canada with Merlin, and awesome from Kathleen in New York City. Really nice from Mary in Florida. Maureen in Arizona says, I just love those classic songs, and you sang the heck out of them. Mona in Louisiana says, love that music. You sound great and look so handsome. Linda says you have a beautiful voice, Jason. Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And they were also saying early, when we were showing some of the funny clips, Austin Field was saying, this is funny stuff. Smiles from Juanita. Incredible. Ha, ha, ha. What was it like appearing as Johnny Depp? Did you appear as Johnny Depp?
I do the Mad Hatter, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, we have actually a photo of that.
A lot of theme parties.
Yes, and that's an incredible. How long does it take you to get into costume for that? Here it is.
Well, all my characters take about an hour. I mean, it's like a blank canvas. A lot of people don't realize sometimes when you quote them, people go, "Oh, that's expensive." I go, "Well, comparison to what? The real Dame Edna was $150,000. So is what I'm saying?" They go, "Oh, I guess." So it takes time. Yes, it takes about an hour. So I'm an artist, so I basically paint it all. And look at doing the Queen, for instance, you've got to like do every old, accentuate all your, and put, and when I do Shirley, I have to put the Jane Fonda tabs up and make myself look younger.
Yes.
So yeah. So it's actually good if you had a heavy night the night before, you can do the Queen. So if you look a bit weird, it's actually better. But so it does take a long time, and it's also, like you said, it's getting into that character too. It's like the psychologically transforming as you're doing the makeup. Either you're channeling if you're doing another person, and like being respectful to that person. And but when I do my own character, Shirley Shagwell, which is just a hybrid of all the women in my life, my aunties, my sisters, my mother. My mother's like a real Lucille Ball in real life.
Is she really?
She was a hairdresser, and she did all my father's display homes, because my father was a builder. He used to build up to 300 homes a year for all my Adelaide people watching out there. Hopefully there are, because I sent that link that you told me to send. So yes, my mum would do all the show homes, and that's why I'm a little bit arty and very, very visual as well. So she cut hair, and I do my own hair and makeup and set my own wigs and do everything.
That was very helpful, knowing how to do that, especially during COVID, how to cut your own hair and everything else while everything's been closed.
A wig to set's $80. So, you can just do it yourself while you're watching Netflix or something, the night before. And it's actually better when you're doing it yourself too, because it's like cooking, you made it yourself and you're doing it with love, So, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm looking down sometimes. I want to look at you, but then I've got to keep looking at the little green light instead. It's like,
well, strange, isn't it?
Yes, it's like I've got to talk to the green light. I'm talking to Hal. I can't do that, John. Remember Hal from Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
I can't do that, John. That's what's going to happen one day. We're all going to get taken over by the AI.
Hal Douglas, yeah.
I'm sorry, John. As much as you tried to hide it from me, I could read your lips. Remember that? God. That was scary.
No worries.
It's Space Odyssey 2001, for those who don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Linda is very talented.
The little camera, the whole time of the movie, it was just the same thing. I'm looking at that camera.
Have you ever tried Al Jolson? I think you would be awesome, she says.
Al Jolson?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Mammy? Hey, Mammy.
Well, actually, you can't do that anymore.
No,
you can't. But I actually had in that Keep Calm and Carry. I wasn't going to say it, but in that Keep Calm and Carry On, I used to do an Indian character called Mr. Vindaloo. Hello. But some people got offended by that. With the Black Lives Matters thing. But I'm a godfather twice to some Indian children. And I have in Australia, it's a little bit different. I'd had Indian clients want me to come to their parties, and host their parties, because it was a bit like Peter Sellers from the movie The Party. Have you seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
He was he made himself brown. It was not black, but I had a few people say, and I thought, I can't do him anymore. It's like, and it's, with impersonating too, it's how you're doing something. It's like when I'm roasting somebody, I could really be impersonating you and insulting you and hate you. Well, I can love you, and I could get away with it by impersonating you at a roast or something. If I can take you off, it's acceptable. So that's where my heart was when I used to do. So that Keep Calm and Carry On, I used to have it was sort of like the love guru and character. So you probably noticed a few jumps in that clip, but I had to take Mr. Vindaloo out of there. He was like, "Oh no, Lord, you can't change the outside unless you change the inside. So seek, knock, you will find. The answers come every time. There's a reason you are here. There's nothing to fear. Things will work out fine because you have peace of mind." That was my Indian character. But, are you allowed to do an impersonation of a Scottish person or an English person? Or how far do you go now these days? That's insulting because I'm doing an impersonation. Like, am I doing like Mrs. Doubtfire? "Oh, he's not your type, dear. Oh, help is on its way, dear." Is that wrong because I'm impersonating somebody? Okay. am I allowed to do the voice of an Indian person? You know, no. Is that insulting? You know, no. I don't know. It's like I'm not racist at all.
It's all changed. I know it's all changed.
Mm.
So you got to. Yeah, it's tough to keep up with it all.
There was lots of Bollywood parties. You remember the the Bollywood
Yes.
movies came
Oh
out,
yeah. Sure.
and Slumdog Millionaire, that was huge. So everybody wanted Bollywood parties. So back in the day, this is like 15 years ago, but I don't do him anymore, like I said. But but it was in Australia. It's probably a little bit different, you know, even though we have our Aboriginals there. But you know, it's brown people. I mean, when I say brown people, Indian people are actually technically Caucasian. You Google it. It's like, because of their bone structure and stuff like that. But
you must have said something, because the squad sounds like they're coming to your house. Did you offend? Did you offend somebody? The neighbors heard you, and now the neighbors called on you.
Yes, I don't think
you must have a window still open.
Yes. So anyway, I'm not racist, but I used to do an Indian character, but I can't do him anymore. But so, yes.
See what Juanita says. She's in South Africa.
Yes, if anybody's seen the movie The Party, it was filmed here in Los Angeles. It was my favorite movie. It's like, you know, it was what very num num, you know. Like I have Indian friends that love me for that, you know, because it's coming from the right heart. But when you're generally out there, someone's, oh, you can't do that anymore. It's like, well, it's not. I'm not saying the bad. I actually love it. Like I said, I'm a godfather twice to Indian boys.
Did you hear that they were, I don't know if you've ever seen the animated version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Rankin Bass production that was done in the 60s that they air every single year. It's that animated claymation sort of version. And I think it was a year or so ago, there was this whole campaign to get Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer off of television, because they said that because Rudolph had the red nose, and they were making fun of Rudolph, and that Santa only picked Rudolph because he had a disability, which was the red nose, when in fact Santa actually was celebrating the fact that the red nose, which is what was going to get that sled through the fog and snowy night so the presents can be delivered. However, there was a huge campaign to try to get rid of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and now
who was insulted? People that drank red wine.
Dr. Seuss is now being talked about. There's a number of Dr. Seuss books that they are,
I know,
not publishing.
And what about that? What was that thing with "Baby, it's cold outside"?
They wanted to get rid of that.
Baby, it's cold out. It's like, oh, come on, guys. It's just a bit. Look. It's all about intention. You know, if you're just looking at the word, you know what you're doing. You got to listen to the heart of a person. That's what I say. But you know, of course, you can't. I mean, I don't want to talk about this issue because it's just too upsetting for some people, you know. I mean, it goes both ways too.
Have you had to alter a lot of your work and what you offer and what you do as a result?
The Keep Calm and Carry On video, there was another, that's why you probably saw it jump, because there was another verse in there with my Indian character, because I wrote that whole song. And he said, you can't change the outside unless you change the inside. So seek, knock, you will find. The answers come every time. There's a reason you are here. There's nothing to fear. Things will work out fine because you have peace of mind. So it was like the same with Mike Myers. He created the Love Guru because everybody in his life used to always ask him advice, and he'd go into his little guru character when he was as a fun way. Because as you know, comedy is a wonderful way to educate people. As I was saying before, I like to educate people through comedy. So, you know, it's all about intention, you know, and what you're doing. So, but you know,
yeah,
it's like those two white. What was that movie with the two white chicks, the two black guys that make themselves white? You know,
sure, yeah.
The other way around. They're playing a white person, you know, like So the Al Johnson thing, you know, mommy, that your guest asked that, can't do that anymore. But yes, I respect the black. I have wonderful black friends, and you know, it was actually one of my friends in Australia who said, "Well, you can't do your Indian character anymore." He was an Aboriginal descendant, so I respected that, and I thought, "All right, time to not do him anymore." So all evolve,
You
And
come up with some new things, right? And just take one out and put something new in, right?
well, there's always in my industry, because people love themes. When there was Moulin Rouge, everybody wanted Moulin Rouge parties when that movie came out. When Austin came out, that's when that agent said, "Can you do an Austin?" So sometimes you have to come up with characters, like I did for that Gilligan's Island thing with Lovey. So sometimes I can go, okay, can you do this? Can you do that? I go, oh, no, that's not really me. I have to have a little bit of it in you to do it.
Yeah.
It's when you're doing these performances, it's still me, but
Yeah.
I'm sort of tweaking. Oh my God! But when I'm walking around, I might go, oh, what's happened? And I state the obvious in the room, as comedians do. When you go to a party, you might, like, say that one of these corporate parties. You scan the room and you might go, oh my God, look at that guy's hair, and oh my God, she's got the girls out tonight, and oh, look at those shoes. You're just thinking it to yourself. But
where Don Rickles would say it out
Lovely.
loud, and Joan Rivers used to say it out loud, and they made careers out of saying it out loud.
Well, you're stating the obvious with being a comedian. Oh, that's just around the corner. That's where I get ready with my light there. But yeah, you state the obvious in the room. So if you've already looked at the hair, or you've looked at the lady who's got the girls out on a platter dress tonight, and you go, oh, so I don't want to peek out. Like I said, I'd just rove around the party like as if it would be me or you, and you'd be going, but you keep it to yourself. You go, oh my God, look at that guy's hair. Well, you might say it to your friend, look at that hair, look at those shoes. But I can come around and I just turn around and go, oh, what's happening to your hair, man? And you're looking very titillating, baby.
So you're allowed to. It gives you almost an opportunity to say things through the characters that maybe you wouldn't be able to say as Jason.
Yes.
Kind of like having a ventriloquist doll that does all the talking, and you're like, no, you can't say that.
That's exactly how I used to describe it. It's like, I'm the court jester, but I have like a puppet, and I go, oh, you can't say that. Why? What do they do? Well, those people out there. And it gives you the license to bring out, and state the obvious in the room, and state the obvious with current affairs or whatever's going on, and you can get away with it and bring up stuff. And I love it, because that's what we need to do. Sometimes we need to, it's like why I love children. Children are fabulous. The greatest among us is the one who becomes the child. In fact, that comes from the Christ consciousness, not childish, it's childlike, open-hearted. And that is the greatest among us. And the one who serves is the other thing he said too. The one who serves and the one who becomes like the child. Unless you become like the child, you're not going to be happy, or you're not going to see. And that's going back to that authenticity, because authenticity is a Greek word. And that's why we named it the health retreat, that. And it means genuine and pure, not defiled, corrupted, or mixed with something else, unadulteratedly you. So when you don't have the mask and you can be vulnerable to the world, because it takes more courage to be vulnerable to the world. And, even though I'm wearing all these masks and stuff, I'm still me, but it just they already know Austin. Then they go, oh, hi, Austin, and how's this person? Where's Felicity? Or they might go, hello, Your Majesty, and they play along. So then I'm still looking at them, and I give them wisdom, like as the Queen, you expect the Queen to say something profound. And I do. Whatever's in the moment, I'll say something relevant and apt, and it's quite powerful, and it comes up, with the knowledge and the awareness, and that's what I love doing, is raising the awareness, because there's a crisis in consciousness on this planet. And, if we can remind people about the art of living, the art of play, and play responsibly, because, we're free to be and do whatever we want on this planet, but not at the expense of our brothers and sisters, because then that violates their freedom. So it's very important to understand that, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to play, but responsibly and not at the expense of someone else, So it's wonderful. We need to play more. We need to laugh more. We're all got all this political correct stuff, as we were talking before, about what's PC and what's right. Everyone's all like, I can't, we're all treading on eggshells. And so sometimes you've got to let it out. Just be yourself. Be authentically yourself. And that's why I love performing, because the characters can actually do that. Because, like I said, even though they might have their corporate mask on, I'll go, hello, possums, isn't it spooky? And they go, oh my God, you can see me. And they feel that. And I love that, And so that slowly unzips them too. I mean, the social lubricant also helps when at the end of the night they get a bit looser, but they all come out and they're all playing. And like I said, I even get them in dancing in circles like the Greeks do. And yamas, and, not in the Greek music, but in whatever culture you're in, but, getting people dancing in circles, and that, look at that. It's bringing people together and unifying people. And that's what we need is on this planet at the moment. The whole world needs to unify. Stop being like separating and separating and separating and separating and separating. As my character Circle Man is about the circles, and he's here to remind us of what we all have in common rather than all the things we don't. Like we live on one big circle. Your eyeball's a circle. This camera's a circle. You do a bubble, it turns into a circle. The drop of water ripples into a circle. The human egg under a microscope's a circle. We dance in circles. And when we dance in circles, guess what? We get the goosebumps. And what shape are they? Little circles. It rings true all over your body. So that's when you get, that is the Great Spirit to me. That is God. If you want to call it God, the omnipresent, the omniscient, the omnipotent, the universe, the force be with you, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's like saying H2O is Wasser or Aqua or Hydra, and you want to kill each other. It's Wasser. No, it's Hydra. It's Aqua. I'm going to kill you. It's like, they're getting arguing over the semantics. We've got to get rid of religious crap and just we're all the same. We've all got our feet stuck on this one big circle called planet Earth. You can jump, but it'll come back down again. You're stuck on this. So we're all stuck here. So let's try and dance in circles, like your Christmas door wreath, and your family circle links in another circle of friends, like the Olympic symbol on the big circle. And that's why I'm called Circle Man. And I like to remind people of that as a performer.
Speaking of being a performer, what would you like to share with us musically tonight?
Well, that song before, Young at Heart, was on before. I was going to sing that, but I didn't know you were going to play that. It's a beautiful song about the children and being young at heart. And it's very important to stay young at heart. Would you like to hear that one, or would you like to hear another one?
Maybe something different. Yeah, since we heard that.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
You could surprise us.
You didn't hear the whole thing. But anyway, let me see. I've got my stuff down here. I'm like, it's all very technical here.
Yeah, I know. You got to be your own technical director, producer, everything these days.
I know.
In your dining room, living room. Yeah.
Chief cook and bottle washer.
I tell you.
We're doing that
your
tonight.
own audience too.
I've actually got some event staff doing that tonight because I'm having some person. I mean, I've cooked it all, but I just want to enjoy the party. Don't you hate it when you have a party and you're running around doing everything, and then they all leave, and you think, I'm just about to have fun now, and you're all leaving. So I've got someone helping me tonight.
So when they come over, you'll be able to have something to talk about too. What were you doing today? Oh, I went grocery shopping. Oh, we got the car washed. What did you do? Oh, I was on the Jim Masters show live worldwide.
That's right. Now I'm cooking. Like it's all ready and ready to go. Just do in my.
When are they coming? When are the guests arriving?
They're coming at 7:00 LA time. I have to put this microphone up a bit higher.
So it's about 20 after 6 now, right?
Is it?
Yeah. Where you are? Well, it's 8:17 here.
Oh my God, they're going to be coming soon.
Oh, yeah. Now, surprise guests.
This is a lovely song called "You're Nobody Until Somebody Loves You." But you first got to love yourself, like Rupaul says, and you really got to love yourself. And then when you're loving and yourself and flourishing yourself, become that of which you seek, and someone will love you. So, and this, you're nobody until somebody really loves you.
Really loves you.
Let me see.
Jason Thompson live.
Is that loud enough?
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a little lower. Yeah.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. Mm-hmm. You're nobody till somebody cares. You may be king, you may possess the world and all its gold, but gold won't make you happy when you're growing old. Yes, the world still the same, you'll never change it. As far as the stars shine above, yes, you're nobody till somebody really loves you. So find yourself somebody to love. Yes, well, that's what it's all about, folks. Having people love you, but you got to love yourself first. if you're not resonating, if you're all they're going to run away. But when you're they'll love you. So love yourself and people will love you. That's the message. Here we go. This is the dance bit. Whoa, yes, the world's still the same. Baby, we can change it, maybe. As far as the stars shine above, yes, you're nobody till somebody really loves you. So find yourself somebody to love. So find yourself somebody to love. I don't know how that sounded. Was it all right?
I almost waited for the dun, 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 dun.
Not this version, sorry. But I'll sing you another song. This is a song I sang to Paris Hilton. I've worked with Paris a couple of times. And let me see, where I can get into here.
Linda says, I'm really enjoying your singing. Mary in Florida, fantastic. Jason, love your singing as well as your outlook on life. You sound definitely like a Lovity, because what you're saying, we talk a lot about here on the show, about positivity, inspiration, and really unifying and empathy and compassion. Life's too short and to be morbid and maudlin and angry and divisive all the time, right, my friend?
One of my sayings I say is get better, not bitter.
Yes, that's what I said. I don't think like Lovity here on the spot. I don't think we're going to return to a normal. I'm hoping that we go towards a better. Oh,
well,
this is good.
I don't think it'll ever be the same. We have to adapt. I believe we're all evolving. We're all you're part of evolution. I'm part of evolution. Now you can sit there and go, oh, it's going to get back to how it was. It'll never go back to how it was. No. There's nothing permanent in this world except change. So you love it. Accept change. I love change. Change the CD, change your underwear, change the channel. You know, like change is great, but a lot of people are comfortable with their, you know, same old creatures of comfort. But you've got to let, you know, you got to get
out of your safe zone, right? Exactly.
I never go on a holiday where it's one of those Kentucky tours where it's all planned. I love just going with the flow. Someone might say, "Hey, come on a yacht." Oh, yeah, sure. But if you're on some tour, I can't go.
Yeah, so we did that once. We went to Bermuda twice, where the first time we went and it was a cruise, but we went and it was do whatever we want to do as we wanted to do it. The second time we went with a group and it was totally planned. Yeah. I mean, after 7 days or whatever it was, 3-4 days of being on the cruise ship from New York to Bermuda, the first thing we ended up doing in this planned version was to go on a bottomless, like a clear bottom boat. So off the cruise ship where we were on the ocean for days, to jump onto another boat as the first activity that we did. We're like, we didn't like it. We liked it better when we just did what we wanted to do.
Well, it's like an improv holiday. Right. And trusting that you've got the keys is like Inspector Gadget. Go gadget this, go gadget that. You've got the keys. Everything is within you. Yes. You've got the power within you. And just know that, you know, cross those bridges when life presents them, you know, cross them when they come. Don't think about worrying about what's going to happen. You're just going to consume yourself. And I know Sterling's a lot about this. That's why we're friends. Because we went, oh my God, you're the same as me. Yeah. So, you know, you've got to trust that you can, when those, you know, cross those bridges when they come in your life and know that you've got the keys to get to the other side and trust that you've got it all within you. It's like, how does the spider know how to make that web? Does he go to spider school? Excuse me, I got a question with his 8 hands, you know. Yeah, he doesn't. He knows how to build that. Have you ever looked at a spider web and you think, my God, how did he get that first works of art over there, that first string over there, or you know? But it's amazing. And the dog that does a number 2 and he scrapes his legs, does he go to school to learn that? It's instinctual, and we're only using 10% of our brain. So we've got all these things. That's why we need to be still. That's why I meditate. I meditate, don't medicate. That's another one of mine. So you meditate and go within, and everything you need is within you. Instead of listening to everybody else's opinion, I need reassurance. Just be still. It's only when you be quiet with yourself that you
Correct.
really get to know your authentic self, and that's when it all happens. You know, then you'll get like the spider, or you get like the Inspector Gadget. Oh, go Gadget this, go. The keys are within you, and like I said, we're only using 10% of our brain, and we've got so much within us. So the education system needs to teach more that, you know, self-actualization and who are you and what are you. If you're a walking tree, what would be your fruit? An apple tree, banana tree, peach, or an actor, dancer, mathematician, scientist. You have to flourish with your purpose, but only you can find your own bliss, right?
Exactly, right. You have found yours, haven't you?
Bliss.
That's what bliss looks like, folks.
Anyway, do you want another song before we go?
Somebody said that you could also do Danny Kaye. There's a Danny Kaye-esque in you.
Oh,
Hans Christian Andersen.
Yes, that's right. God, he was great. God, that's old school, really old school.
Danny Kaye.
Whoa. What's your demographic out there?
We welcome them all.
Al Johnson, Mammy. Oh, I love you.
Let's see. Silly Goose Network is watching. Hey, guys, show me some love. I'm loving the show right now. Huh, look at that.
Right now, I'm farting into the toilet in my
kitchen. Is that one of your
is
that one of your fans?
He's a real a gas.
A silly goose.
Just don't light a match. Poof.
A silly goose.
He is excited. Well, you know,
are they being authentic? I guess they're being authentic.
He's coughing in his undies.
But there are levels to the authenticity.
That's what we used to say in Australia. Oh my God, who opened their lunchbox? Remember we used to go to school and the kids would open up, especially some of the European kids, because I was brought up with Italians and Greeks, you know, there'd be some, whoa, it was like the flavors would come out like it was the same. Or we say in Australia, who coughed in their undies?
And you've got a dinner party in an hour?
I know, I've got to cut that out.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you want to hear one more song?
Sure.
I'm going to sing this to you. I sang this to Paris, as I said.
To Paris Hilton and now to Jim Masters. We
Yes.
thank you very much.
Here we go.
Thank you. Jason Thompson on Jim Masters Show.
I changed the words from Paris. I'm going to change it to you. I love Jim every moment. I love Jim every time of the year. We love Jim when it's summer and it sizzles. We even love Jim when it's winter and it drizzles. We love Jim every moment. We love Jim every time of the year. We love Jim, yes. Why do we love Jim? We love him 'cause he's so dear. We love Jim every moment. Yes, we do, Jim. We love Jim every time of the year. We love Jim, yes. Why do we love him? Yes, we love him 'cause he's so dear. So dear. He's so dear. Oh, yes, he is. So dear. Oh, yes, that's how I know. Woo! That's like my school choir days.
And you hit it. Did any of the fine dishware on the table crack at all? I hope not. Yeah.
Well, that was when we used to sing in the choir, man.
Oh my God.
Maria. But I also do the Bella Signora. That's why I can impersonate everything. I can even sing as the Queen.
Yeah.
Or before. God save me. Oh dear. Well, anyways, are we going to end on that note?
No, just beginning. That was the appetizer. So let's see. Tell us about your favorite color, your favorite ice cream.
Well, my favorite color is at the moment red.
At
I
the
love
moment.
red, blood red.
Blood
But
red.
no, blue's my favorite color. It looks better on me. I was going to wear blue tonight, but I thought no.
No, it's nice.
I look a bit evening.
Thank you for that great song. The same song that you sang to Paris Hilton, now to Jim Masters. I appreciate that, my friend.
Well, it's a little bit.
Class act.
It's a little bit sort of. This is just the speaker in the room, but
Hey,
I'm thinking of investing in getting it more like putting reverb on the voice. And this is just
you did a nice
cold.
job. Some people just hang a bed sheet behind them and that's it.
No, but
it usually falls down while they're on.
I've got one of the speakers just facing up here and another one here, but it's not sort of in a mix.
Yeah.
So this is just straight in the room. So, but it'd be lovely if it was all sort of echoey and
and very nice and seductive.
And I can I can mix it probably a little bit more. But this is just done in the room.
It was so great having you with us, Jason. Really amazing.
This is Jeff Sunderland for Resisting Music. That's what we used to.
Merlin says awesome. And
Kathleen says, continue. I used to do all those voiceovers. Why do so many people travel so far to go to Brown & Shoulders? All that sort of stuff. I'm sure you did all that too. I can tell.
A lot of voiceover, radio voiceover. Great show. Perfect from Kathleen Walker in New York City. And Christine says, Jason, you're a true entertainer, the real deal, and a great lovety. Merlin obviously doesn't want you to go because she says it's only 5:30 where you are, but the guests are coming at 6, right? Unless they walk in.
What is the time here? What is the time here?
It's it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern here on the East Coast, and it's 5:30 for you.
5:30. I don't have to go. I thought it was 6:30. You told me it was. I was thinking, it's arriving in half an hour. I got my hired help coming.
They're coming at 7, right?
It's too hard to get hired help these days.
Pacific, 7 your time.
No, it's 5:30 here in LA.
And then when are they arriving? 6 o'clock or 7?
7 o'clock. But my one event staff member who's coming in a bow tie, and he's coming at 6:30. So I've got heaps of time. So don't panic. I thought I had to go. So you don't have to kick me off now. If you want to kick me off, you can. But I don't know. How long does your show go? How long does your show?
Forever.
Forever. Hallelujah.
The longest it ever went with a guest who had a lot to say and a lot to share was 6 hours live.
I wonder if Sterling Meyer's still there. Is she still there?
I should be paid for the word.
She's probably gone.
I think Sterling is. Yeah, I think Sterling is. Hello, Sterling. It's nice to see you in Austin, Texas.
Is she there? She probably got. I've had enough.
What's a typical day like for you? And are you always adding in lots of new characters? Are you thinking about adding in new characters as they come along?
Yes. Well, like I said, when there's someone wants a character, I do. But I don't know. These days I'm getting more like I'm coming out more. A lot of people say you're a character, you're funny, and I want to get out there more as me, So yes, I'm a character. That's why Circle Man, that character I said, is really just me, and I like to unify people. So when I'm as a master of ceremonies, like I said, it is a master, like you're saying before, master. Gym masters, when they say master.
Masters of ceremony. I like the way you say it. This sounds it's the Australian British way. Masters.
A master of ceremonies is like an MC, so we're bringing people together. I have to orchestrate the foodies, the music. I mean, when I'm emceeing an event, sometimes they go, Jason, the band's running late. And so I have to keep it going out front of house and do that improv.
Yes. And you love that, don't you? Some people fear that. They say that.
I hate scripts. I hate scripts.
So do I. Some people, it's very confining. And sometimes they may be a limited script that they give you, but then you can sort of work around it, or you can embellish it if they give you the freedom to do that. Or the script is just some of those announcements, but then the rest, the before, the after, and the middle, you can build around that. And playing off the energy of the audience, when some of the funniest times and some of the most effective times when you're doing this kind of work is when something actually goes wrong, because then they really are depending on you to make it look smooth, make it look effortless, make it look like it was supposed to happen that way, and keep that train on the track. I do it all the time in television, radio, and everything. So those are, you'll probably identify with this, is I am probably operating at my height when that happens because the adrenaline is flowing, all cylinders are firing, and it's like a sport. You're just 100% in, and you're loving, as chaotic as it may seem to people, or some people run in the other direction from that. It really is invigorating and just gets your blood flowing when you are out there trying to make sense of chaos that's going on around you, right?
We've got to glue it all together, you know, with corporate events and high-end parties. It's not like Broadway when you got 6 months rehearsal. You've got to get it right that afternoon, sound check. And, you know, generally when I'm emceeing events, whether I'm doing it as me or one of my characters, you know, you announce the fire dance, or you announce the band, or you announce the CEO. So there's always these increments, but there's all this freedom in between to play. You know, it's like oil in the machine sort of thing. So that's why, you know, what we were saying before about improv, and live your life like improv, as opposed to following the sheet music, which is a place for that when you've got an orchestra. But when there's these guys jamming, like I said, oh my God, did we record that? When it's just coming, it's improvisation. It's in that moment. It's that diamond in the record. It's right when it's hitting there. And that's why, you know, I love that, you know, and a lot of my actor friends go, oh my God, I couldn't do what you do. I need a script. I go, well, I couldn't do what you do. I hate it. It's too boring. I have to learn it all. I've got all these things inside me. You know, there's a million gags. There's a song about everything. There's a joke about almost everything in life. And it's like a DJ that might go, oh, I think they might be ready for this next song. And they pull that out, and then they layer it with another song. Then they build it with another song. But they feel it, and they pull out an album, or a song rather. You know, and it's the same with comedy. There's, instead of a file of a song, it's a file of a joke in my head, or a gag. Or when I see something, it's like Robin Williams. He was a master at that. You know, he'd be like, especially with live events, they haven't got the time to rehearse, like I said, and you've just got to go with it, and it's much more funnier, and I love it. And because I trust, like I said, cross those bridges when you come to them and know that you're going to get them. So it's the same when you're performing. You just got to trust that you're going to come up with something, and in that moment, and that's what makes it funny, because people go, oh my God, this is not scripted, and he's so quick, you know. And that's where the magic is. That's where you get the magic. Just like you've ever seen. Are you a musician as well? Do you play an instrument or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you ever just had some mates around and jamming stuff, and it all comes out?
It's the best.
You can never repeat it.
No, so you're always going to make sure you got a tape recorder or something going so you get it recorded. Well, otherwise,
that's what I do with my friends in Adelaide when I go home. My friends Roberto and Chris DeSalvo, they're friends of mine, and they're musicians, and we just always love to get together, and we do that. And we do press record in case, we've got hundreds of songs ready to go, because we're just jamming, and there's not that pressure, opposed to, you know, a big huge opening and closing ceremony of the Olympics, which has all got to be perfectly timed and everything
executed,
like that. And you know, and you got to follow the sheet music, you know, you have to.
Even conversations could be that way. I always tell people in my professional work, and on this series, this Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series, I've even had some guests who have come on here, and they're like, okay, can you send me all the questions in advance that you're going to ask me? Can we rehearse it? Is it scripted and all this? I said, no, no, and no. I said, it's conversational. It's warm. It's welcoming. It's freestyling. It's a flow. You can add in whatever you want.
That's the word, freestyling.
It's freestyling conversation. Yeah, that's what we do here on the show. And it's the best.
It's free.
Because it's real.
It's like children. Children are not scripted. You know, I love it when children say the truth. You know, that's like what I could do. I get away with it with all these characters. I could state the obvious in the room. And I get people go with their champagne sometimes because they've already been thinking about it, but they can't say it. It's naughty to say it because I'm in a corporate
party. That was very Rip Taylor, the way you did that.
Well, what did I do? I don't even know what I did.
With the confetti.
I've had people spit out wine. I know I'm doing a good job when they spit their wine out laughing because I've said something in that moment because they're having a sip, but then they go, because that's so funny. You know, and I love doing that. I love getting people. I love unzipping people. I love seeing the authentic side of people. That's why I did this health retreat years ago that ran for 20 years. It just closed about a year ago. Gregory closed it, but yeah, it's all about being authentic. And that's why I love children. Children are the greatest because they're not filtered. They haven't got the filters, you know, and adults are boring sometimes. I love people that, like you're a big kid with an old soul. You can see there's no masks. It's just you. And Sterling, my friend, she's the same, you know, and a lot of all my friends, like tonight, it's going to be like that. And it's fun because we can all play and, you know, and not be all like trying to live in your head. You're living in your heart, you know.
And you're still professional and everything else. Some people think that if you have levity or a lightness, that you're not professional. And I digress. I disagree with that. I think you can still be very professional and be very funny.
You still got to stay under the radar, especially with corporate entertainment. I say to the client, what do you want? Do you want a PR Austin, or do you want a M Austin, or do you want an R Austin? You know, like, oh, a little bit of M and R. They always say M and R. But if there's children around, of course I adjust it, you know, and I don't do that double innuendo stuff that, you know, like Walt Disney does, entertains the children and entertains the adults. You know, the children don't understand it, but might be like, kiss my ring, you know, but, you know, or something like that. And all the adults go, but the kids think you're just talking about your ring, you know. But the adults think you're talking about something else. So, well, you know.
Double entendre can be very funny. Quick wit, like Merlin says, quick-witted. I tend to be quick-witted. I like dry sense of humor. And sometimes double entendre, double meaning phrases like that's very popular CBS game show Match Game for years. All the double entendre in there was hilarious, and people watching the reruns now because it's so funny and real and, you know, authentic. And we might be losing a little of that in the world lately. Everybody's very uptight and everything is so like tight. Gotta loosen a little, just a little bit.
It's all fear-based, mate. It's becoming fear. And there's an old saying, back from my theological days, I'd say, love casts out all fear, but fear will cast out all the love. So it goes either way. So love casts out all fear. That is what it's all about. This force be with you is love. It's like the sun shining on us that makes the plants grow, you know, the photosynthesis. It's like, that's the love. And we got to plug into that love. And you know,
comedy is also therapy for people too. Comedy is definitely therapy.
It's the best medicine. It lowers your blood pressure, builds up your immune system. It de-stresses you. It releases serotonin and endorphins. And my favorite, it promotes creativity. So we need to laugh more. The art of play and like I said before, responsible though, not just, you know, being a dick. I'm sorry. You know,
you've got, when you're live, there's not a that's all out the window.
Well, you
so
know,
what you're basically saying is
a little buffer there, you know, like what I said about the corporate gigs. I'm saying that about the corporate.
You're talking about your friend Richard.
Well, you know, when I said about the corporate stuff, you still got to stay under the radar a bit. There's that little tiny bit of a buffer, even though you're still rolling on that,
you know, right up to the edge.
Record, just in that moment. You know, you're grooving along it, and you know, but I'm that quick to know. I just put a little extra bit of
that's the thing
under the radar. You know,
well, feeling out. You have to become intuitive and feel out people and sort of read the room and read the personalities to know what material you're going to use and what flow and how it's going to work. So you got to be sort of intuitive and really read people in advance, right?
Indeed, I say to my clients, you know, like I say, what do you want? Do you want level, you know, if someone's at level 5, I'll give them 6. If someone's at level 10, I'll give them 11. You don't give babies solids, you give them milk, right? So even if it's kids, I'll adjust it, but I'll still be me. I just have to be a bit more respectable or, you know, mindful of what's going on. But yeah, it depends on what level they're at. And, you know, when I'm on stage, I talk to everybody as if they're 7 years of age, even corporate stuff. Hello, everybody, you know. But, you know, when I do the roving performing, what I might do with the Rat Pack cheeky ones at the back of the room would be different to the old auntie at the front, you know. But they're all going, oh, it was so funny. Or the auntie probably wouldn't think I was funny if she just heard what I said to the young ones at the back. So I adjust it to everything, you know. And it's like I said, if they're at level 5, I'll just give them 6. If they're here, I'll give them there. If they're here, I'll give them there. So everybody goes away with something, because you've got to let people digest what you're doing. You don't want to offend people or it goes over their heads. You know, you've got to be able to tune in.
Maureen in Arizona says, and you probably love this expression, we do need more, laugh more and stop getting our knickers in a knot over every little thing.
I know. Tell me about it. Everybody's so what we call anal, right?
And Sherry King, who's watching, welcome, Sherry. She says, I'm a doctor of education. I've researched humor for years. Nothing better than a good laugh. You are so right. Absolutely.
You got to laugh more. That's why I'm the laugh doctor. That's why I love doing what I'm doing. you know, as I said, I used to be a minister and a gospel singer. I thought, you know, and
But
now
you're ministering in a different way. And you're ministering in a different way, right? You're still ministering in many ways. Yeah.
I am, but I'm not religious. I can't stand
Right.
organized religions, to be honest, you know, but, you know, when we come together in one accord, there you'll find the great spirit and the force be with you, like the goosebump stuff I'm talking about. Like a symphonia is a Greek word for agreement. When you come together in the symphony, the same key, the same song, the same tempo, the same rhythm, the same story, because we're all storytellers, you know. So when you come into alignment, that's when you get the goosebumps. And when you come together in this alignment, you know, in one accord, in the symphonia, in the symphony, that's when you get goosebumps. Have you ever got the goosebumps when you're listening to music, or you go, oh my God, someone's singing, because they're connected and you're feeling this. This is God, if you want to call it God. You know, I don't think there's some big Bill Gates of the universe going, hi, I'm God, but it's the whole great omnipresent, the omniscient and the omnipotent. It's all around us. It's like the great Wi-Fi. You just have to plug in. Just got to know. Bzz. Some people are disconnected. We're all like chandeliers, beautiful ones, like you get in a light shop, millions all crammed in one room. But which ones are plugged in and which ones are switched on? And let your light shine. Get out there and let your light shine to the world, because the world needs lighthouses and light workers, because we're all light workers. Sometimes we get the lost ships out there a little bit, and that's why I like to be a light worker, and you're a light worker. You're out there unifying people, bringing people together, reminding people about the art of living, and, you know, bringing us all together, because we're all connected. We're all one big family. We've got to stop dividing, because, you know, a house divided is not going to work. We all need to get, you know, find common ground. There's always something. There's more things we have in common. Like I was saying before, that's why I love being Circle Man. I'm actually trademarked as Circle Man, and he's here to remind us of all the things we have in common, which is all and simply the circles that we live on, the big circle planet, down to the human egg that you look under a microscope is a circle, to drop the bubble. Everything's about circles. And when we dance in circles, you'll get the goosebumps, which are, like I said, little circles. So that's my message out there as a performer, and I like to remind people about this. And that's the art of living, because if we don't have the art of living, we're not going to. If we're all blowing each other up, we're not going to even be able to hang art on the walls.
Yeah, right, exactly right.
The walls are blown up, you know, like Syria and all that. It's just horrible. I don't like seeing war. I don't like seeing division. I like seeing harmony. I like, you know, as a Libra, like you are, the balance, the scales. Just
yeah.
You know,
you see both sides of a question too, right? When somebody poses a question, Libras see both sides of the question before we answer it.
I'm not red or blue. I'm purple. Because you got to get to both. You know, sometimes it's like your gut, the what do you call it? The friendly bacteria. You got to have the acidophilus and the probiotics. You got too much of the bad shit at the moment. You need get some good stuff in there, because it's all about having the balance and the flora and the fauna of your life. So
was that just an aha moment we heard? Did you just have an aha moment? That was an aha moment, folks.
I get my ring light and put it up here.
Wait. Another world premiere exclusive aha moment.
That's right. Ding! I think that's my phone. My goodness, I think I forgot to turn it off. So I hope someone calls me.
Oh,
But that's that improv stuff again. Look, you're very quick. Look at that. You're too quick.
I respond. I get that from my dad. Very responsive to situations, and always watching, listening, feeling deeply, and an observer of life. And I can create scenarios. I'll be like sitting on on a train car, and the person next to me, who could be, you know, family or a friend, colleague, whatever, and I'll say, you see those two over there? Do you know what they're really saying? Do you know what they're really doing? And I'll create a whole like scenario and all of this based on what I'm seeing and what I'm observing. So very much an observer of life. And
I hear you.
Very quick. Yeah, very
my goodness, I think you're my long lost brother. Where are you?
quick.
Well, you know,
Libra rock. Iowa, Missouri in the middle, separating, but East Coast, West Coast. But I'll be out there, or you'll be here, and we'll get
together. You're a thinker, and it's great observer. You know, the ultimate observer, looking into the matrix and going, and that's what I do. That's why I don't have the normal 9-to-5 job, but I see a lot and I observe a lot, and I have, you know, I meditate, do my yoga, and I'm a vegetarian, and I get scattered too. And there's the cares of the world choke away this truth. You know, the cares of the world can choke away the truth, but you know, within you. That's why you have to be still and know. And that's why it's only when we're really quiet and we meditate do we really understand ourselves and get to know ourselves. And that's when the answers will come. We don't need to listen to everybody else. It's all within you, like the spider that knows how to make that web. He doesn't go to building school, does he? He doesn't need to go to get a building license from the city hall. No, you can't build that web. If you got a license, you know, like they just do it. And
that's usually how they sound when they would say something like that. Hey, your brother Marty's watching.
Oh my goodness.
Good day, mate. It's your brother Marty.
Well, I mentioned him earlier that he was a singer as well. He's sang on all the cruise ships out of Florida.
Marty, good to have you with us. And he is where in Australia?
No, he's in Nashville. Remember I told you I visited
Nashville. That's right. Nashville. Oh, yeah. Nashville's
lovely wife there, Michelle.
So many friends that are moving to Nashville, performers, entertainers. They love Nashville. Great place.
His wife calls it Nash Vegas or something. I think it is. Nash Vegas.
It's becoming, yeah.
Well, Nicole Kidman lives there, and Keith Urban, and it's a bit Aussie.
Juanita in South Africa says another Libra here, and Sherry King is a Libra as well. They got a lot of Libras here in Lovety Hall. Amy's a Libra. Well, so do you find it hard to make a decision sometimes when it's a big, profound decision that you have to make? Do you?
Yes, that's what we are, procrastinators, but because we see the both sides of things and we go, oh, I could have that, but I could have that. But you know, yes, sometimes it takes a while.
Sometimes you just have to jump and do it.
I think that's becoming less more because the more you know thyself, the more that you actually do know what you know. You don't need to go, oh, should I, and procrastinate,
right?
And need to be reassured. You know, one of my good friends, she might be listening at the moment, Antoinette Veltri, or she's a DeSalvo now. When I was much younger, she said, listen, aren't you getting a bit old to be reassured? And it was like, bang. And that hit me. And I've never really asked anybody ever again. I mean, I asked advice. But, you know, we don't need to be reassured. It's everything you need is within you. The kingdom is from within.
Correct.
You know, thy kingdom come. They will be done on earth as it is in the other planets that have got it right. It's like,
I guess we're dissatisfied. That's why we want to land on Mars, huh? And we want to have Mars as our new place.
I'm sure you're like me. We're not the only one on this planet, and you know, I think we've been and gone, and we're the new kids on the blocks. But you know, hopefully we're evolving, and you know, it's unfortunate that, like I said before, there is a crisis in consciousness. Man is still brutal. He's still competitive. He's still inquisitive. And we've built a society based on this. So we've got to become more a resource-based economy and more loving to one another and coming together. And the meek will inherit the earth, they say, because the meek is the quiet ones.
You're funny. I've said that. I say that all the time. I say that the people who are compassionate and empathetic and maybe the good or what have you, the friendly, they are actually the strong ones. People sometimes consider people who are compassionate and warm and friendly and whatever, weak and vulnerable. Actually, they are the strongest because they're taking on the troubles of the world. Everybody puts everything on their shoulders. And not only do they help people deal with their stuff as they're dealing with their own, that is all strength, empathy, compassion, friendliness, good nature. Those are strengths, not weaknesses.
I agree.
Sometimes they have it flipped upside down in the way they promote it. But I say it often. I've said it on Facebook. I've said it elsewhere. Don't ever have anybody tell you that it's a weakness to be kind, to be, concerned. That's a strength because, again, those are the people that are really carrying the weight of the world on them. They may have the most ulcers as a result, but still.
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, it takes more courage to be vulnerable and to be open-hearted like the child. And that's why the greatest among us is the one who becomes like the child. Not childish, as I said, but childlike. You're Peter Pan or you're Tinkerbell. Don't ever lose it because you'll get bitter, not better. So it's important to stay in touch and with yourself and connect to yourself and not worry about what other people think. What other people think of me is none of my business, frankly.
That's true. You learn that. Yeah, you learn that.
And when
Marty says proud of you, and your nephew, Harry's watching.
Oh, my goodness, Harry. He's a bit of a clown, too. He's the one in the family there.
Is it that Harry? Meghan Markle and you are the queen.
No, Harry is here. Look, he's not really going to get embarrassed.
Empty chair alert.
There's Harry.
There we'll get there.
He's a bit older looking now. Look, he's that's one of his younger ones. But anyway,
Looks like a mini you. It's your mini me.
he's a Thompson. He's a Tomo, like Thompson's with a H and a P. Only the best Thompson's P, all over the place.
Cute shot. Cute shot. How old is he?
Oh God, I think he must be. How old is he? How old are you now, Harry? But 15, 16 or something. No, 15.
Hello to Harry. Hello to Harry, your nephew.
He'll tell us. He probably wouldn't tell us. But anyway,
He won't tell us. That's supposed to be when you're older. You don't tell him.
His lovely sister Grace is just left. She's done high school now, year 12, and now she's studying. So he's a couple of years behind her. So he must be about 15, something like that. But anyway,
I wanted to let people know too. As far we've been talking a lot about the comedic side of you and the emceeing, but as far as a singer, you also have had opportunities, like you said, to sing with and perform alongside Dustin Hoffman and John Travolta. You mentioned Paris Hilton, Rita Wilson, Dr. Phil and his wife, and comedian Wanda Sykes. That's amazing, huh? Those opportunities.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh yeah.
But I don't mean
hanging out with Dr. Phil. I mean, come on.
Well, he was okay. He got a bit upset.
I am in West Hollywood, Jim.
I think that night Dr. Phil needed a bit of a Dr. Phil, to be honest. But I was being the Queen of England. He didn't know how to handle it, and his wife was
Robin?
just like, oh my God, I love you. And I was saying, hey, I do love what you both do on TV. I said, raising the awareness, because there's a crisis in consciousness. I believe whatever we are thinking about the most is in the process of becoming. Your thoughts become things. And he was like, and she was all like really warming up to it. And he was all like, no, let's go. And he said, because I was connecting with her, like I was saying before, and that sort of scared him a little bit. So, but he took off. But it was actually Sophie Turner's party. I did Sophie Turner's party. She's an Aussie from Game of Thrones.
Sure, yeah.
At the Beverly Hills Hotel, and that's where I got to. Yes, Dr. Phil needed a bit of a Dr. Phil, but he didn't know how to handle me dressed as a queen and saying all this deep stuff, But his wife was loving it, but I think he got upstaged by me or something, because she was like, "Oh yes, I love that." And she was like really wanted to play with me, like we were saying before. It was like the inner child came out.
Comfortable.
That sort of controlled, scared him a bit, and I think if he's listening, I'm sorry, Dr. Phil, but you know. And then we took a photo, and he said, "What did he say?" He said, "Well, that'll be worth a lot of money one day." I said, "Dr. Phil, you need Dr. Phil." It's like, anyway, he's a nice guy. I love what he does, but
Oh yeah.
we're not perfect. No one's perfect, are they? I think he wanted to go at the end anyway. I think he had enough. He was coming and saying his respects, but and anyway.
What do you when you describe yourself, what is first? Are you a singer who acts, who's funny, or are you the comedian who acts and sings? What is first in your heart of all the different things you do, Jason?
Oh, I'm a unifier, and that's what basically that's my first thing. I like to bring people together, but I'm an MC. I sing. I start off singing, but they're all the same to me. Like MCing, impersonating, whether I'm hosting an event or hosting it as me. But I'm a singer, comedian, actor, impersonator, chef, as you'll see tonight. It's like, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just Jason.
We're just going to keep talking until the guests arrive, and they're going to all be on the show. And our next guest on the Jim Masters Show Live is
well,
Rupaul and
Rupaul. That's what I say. I met Rupaul too. He was trying to do an impersonation of me, of an Australian, because he's married to an Australian. I said, Rupaul. So I said, Shantae away. I said, because he was trying to take off an Aussie. He was like, "Hello, mate." I was like, no, it was even worse than that. But anyway, it was funny. But I love what he says. Nobody got to love you unless you love yourself, which is one good thing I love.
We say that all the time on the show. At the very end, I always say that when I tell people, I tell them to relax, breathe from the diaphragm, love one another, and love yourself, not in an egotistical, narcissistic way, but in a way that reminds you that you have value, you are welcome to the table, you have a voice, and don't let anybody tell you that you don't. And it's really important to, remember and to relax and breathe and have some levity. And allow yourself to do that, right? Because,
Indeed.
life can be uptight, as we've learned in the last year or so with all of the amazing things that have happened, pandemics, the economy, civil unrest, political craziness, all of it. You got to have, life is short. Life is too short to be miserable and angry and frustrated all the time.
Bitter. Get better, not bitter. Don't be
That's right.
boring, beige, and bland either.
Who
Just
are
charming, colorful, and charismatic.
right? Exactly.
The three C's, not the three B's. Boring, beige, and bland, or charming, colorful, and charismatic.
Exactly right.
Go one letter up.
Who are some of the people that you have always admired? Whether they're actors, singers, comedians, people that just really inspired you along the way. Either you've met them personally, worked with them personally, or just people you've always enjoyed and looked up to over the years.
I grieved when I was a child. I got a bit sick when Lucille Ball died because my mother's just like
Yeah.
a real
So did
Lucille.
I. Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
She has all the same. She comes over and tells all these stories. She'll pull the bottom orange out of the display and they'll all fall down. She's just like Lucy. So I loved Lucy, and she's amazing. She was one of the best comedians was one of the best comedians on this planet. And the other thing is Robin Williams. I get Robin Williams all the time. A lot of people say, "Oh my God, you remind me of Robin Williams." I've had probably 1,000 times in my life people say that. You said Gordon Ramsay, but I get more of Robin Williams.
Yeah. The
Michael, sometimes
quick.
Michael Douglas too. I get him sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's Robin is amazing. I cried that night too. I was actually here pacing up and ground because I thought I was going to meet him.
That was terrible. Yeah.
I knew I was going to meet him, like I knew I was going to meet Michael Jackson when I met him in Adelaide years ago, and I shook his hand, and I had that same feeling. I'm going to meet, Robin Williams. And then when I heard the news, but there's an interesting documentary out there at the moment that everybody should watch about him, because it was actually how they told everybody how he died is not actually what happened. So there's
Right.
stuff out there at the moment. He was actually had this like a certain disease that made him get like the way he was. But anyway,
Your sister is watching, Liz Williamson. Jason, my brother, is so inspirational. Hi, brother from Australia. So intuitive. Logged on to the universe. Absolutely, Liz. Welcome to the show. Anybody watching on our YouTube channel, give it some lovity. Subscribe to our channel. We would love that.
My sister's amazing. She wins international awards, and she's got the irony is that she's got an award from the Queen of England, the real Queen, and so is my father. It's like equivalent to saying Sir Elton John or Lady whatever in England, but in Australia we get Orders of Australia. My father's got one because he used to give a lot of the money from the houses that he built to helping street kids, and my sister does a big huge event in Queensland called Creative Generation. She gets all the schools of Queensland, which is like saying California.
Yeah.
And she gets all the best talent from all the public schools and puts on a big, huge show. And she works for the government, and she created that herself. And she gets a lot of people like Australian Idol and all these X Factors or The Voice saying, "Who have you got this year?" Because she's done all the hard work. She gets all the best dancers, the best musicians. She's working on at the moment on her new show every year, and she sells all the tickets to all the parents, and they all come and watch the show of all these amazing children, all the new generation coming up. And it's amazing. If you get a chance to see Creative Generation, she used to work on the School Spectacular in Sydney for 10 years as well. And she was amazing. And I'd go to see, that was my favorite show to see each year, is to see these kids. And she put on this amazing show at the entertainment center, a cast of thousands, like a mini opening and closing ceremony. So I'm really proud of my sister too. And she got an award from the Queen for her services doing all that stuff. So the irony is that my father and my sister's got an order, a real award from the Queen of England, and I do the Queen.
And you
Something's going on there.
So you're getting closer and closer to tea at Windsor Castle.
It's rather lovely. Mentioning Rupaul before, I do this thing I did it actually on the Gong Show with Mike Myers. I worked with Mike Myers.
The Gong Show, yeah.
I knighted Mike Myers as the Queen. I said, "Would you like me to knight you, Tommy? Well, on your knees. You look like one of my corgis down there." And it's like, so the real Mike Myers he was doing his Gong Show character, the one, Tommy Maitland. And I came out as the Queen, and I said, essentially, I became the longest reigning queen in history. Eat that, Rupaul. So it triggered me when I mentioned Rupaul before. So, but yes, the whole Queen thing's funny. My family got 2 awards from the Queen, and I do the Queen.
Boy, we've got. I was going to say, yeah, we've got Liz here, we've got Harry here, we've got Marty here. That's fantastic. We love it. They're all new loveties here on our show. Hello, family from Nashville and Australia and everywhere else.
This is probably the only time we really get together.
It's on our show. Well, we'll have to do this regularly. I know you've got a dinner party coming up not that far from now. This was really, we've chatted for about 2 hours. It never feels like that, does it?
The gift of the gab, right?
Yeah.
You could talk. You could talk with a mouth of marbles underwater.
Yeah. just give me an empty paper bag and we'll turn it into something. Right, exactly.
I want to have a drink with you when you ever come down here, or if ever I go to New York, because I think we'll have a fun time.
Absolutely. Do you have a glass of anything there? We can toast while we're at least
only water. I have not had a drink, like I said, for 6 weeks.
You're going to have your dinner party, so
I'm going to have my first drink tonight, and I've been detoxing.
So we'll say cheers.
Cheers.
You've been detoxing in preparation for the dinner party tonight?
No, I'm going to retox tonight.
Oh, tonight you're going to retox.
Detox. You have to.
Good thing we are getting you before the dinner party and not having you as a guest tomorrow.
Well, yes.
He's stretched out on the sofa, folks.
I won't look so perky.
Yeah, stretched out on the sofa. Cheers.
Yes.
What would be a toast in Australia? Is it cheers? The same thing, or is there a special word?
Mate. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Up your bum. That's what they say.
That was that other person, Goose, that posted earlier.
The farter, the mutter and farter, the mutter and farter.
Oh my God.
What they say in German for their farter, the farter. Pull my finger.
You've learned a lot of new words on the show this evening, folks, including the Greek dish that he's making tonight.
Faki.
What's it called again?
Faki. It's a lentil soup. You can Google it.
Good thing it's not you.
Better not faki it up, right?
Liz says, cheers, mate. Anya, is that another?
Anya, mate. Cheers, mate.
So Anya is a cheers, is like a cheers.
Anya, mate.
Sláinte in Ireland as well.
Australia has got some really funny things here, because you have say certain things like you call yourself, when you say you're fanny, is your bum.
Yeah.
In Australia, if you said, you got to love, that's a nice fanny, you get a slap in the face.
Because it means what? There.
It means a woman's private part.
Ah, okay.
So if you said, my mother actually went skiing.
You learned something new here on the show, folks.
It's true. A fanny is called
in Australia.
It's the other side of the record.
So when we're visiting Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, or Perth,
all of Australia, if you say fanny, you got to, that's
I think the safest would be derriere.
My mother went skiing here with a friend. My mum's a bit, even though she's funny and all that, she was on the ski lifts, the T-bar things, and just pulling them up the slopes, and these young guys on the ski lifts helping them. Hi ladies, have a nice day. Are you having a nice day or something? Put your fanny on this, and they're all like, they're all mortified, and then they're like, let's go to another slope. This is how rude. And then the same thing happened, and they just like, and then they went home, and then they went home early, and all the boys came home because they went off skiing on their own, and they said, well, how come you guys are all home early? And they told them the story. They all just laughed. They said, don't you know your fanny means your bum here? Your bottom.
That is funny. Are you going to have anything left for your dinner guests after 2 hours on the Jim Master Show live, or are you just warming up? Are we warming you up for your entertaining the guests? Do you have to entertain them too? Do they expect you to be the entertainer, or do they just let you?
I told them I was going to sing a couple of songs in front of my red curtain, because that, like I said over here, as I showed you before. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, for those who joined us late, here's the dinner party setup.
Here it is. Look, I'm having it. Can you see? Ta-da! This is where it's going to happen. Can you see it?
That's a cool room. What's behind you? I see the British. I see the flags. I see these paintings and this artwork. What's that?
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah, that's just I don't know. I've got like James Dean, and I've got a little collage of. Let me see if I can turn it around a bit more. I don't know. Is it falling off? Sorry, technical issues. There we are. Yes. Well, that's just a hallway I've got there with, because I do a lot of Austin Powers gigs. People go, "Do you want this telephone box? Do you want this stuff? And do you want this flag?" You know, at the end of the event. So I've just in my little hallway into the bathroom, I've just got all this paraphernalia, all this concentrated British stuff there. But anyway, that's where the dinner table is going to be tonight, and all the dinner conversation, and we're going to be having a little bit of fun tonight. So, but I've got this curtain here, which I've got in my house, which is instant. Like I can do a show here, you know, I can dance and sing and do whatever I want.
There's a certain panache to the way you pulled that curtain, as if you've done that many times before.
It's like, it's curtains for you, get off.
It's curtains for you, curtains for you. That is funny.
Remember the hook job? They used to have the hook. Get off. That was like the Gong Show I actually got asked to be on the show because they wanted the Queen, because he actually has the Queen next to him on the little picture of the Queen, because he's the British character. It was his. Did you remember him doing the Gong Show, Mike Myers?
Sure. Yeah.
He fooled us all. I even fooled me. I thought, who's this British guy? I never seen this guy. He put a prosthetic chin here, and he was amazing. But they wanted me to come out as the Queen because he always has the Queen next to him, next to his drink. So I came out and did the Queen. It's rather lovely. I knighted him. It was fun. But anyway.
Funny. This was amazing, my friend. And I know you got the dinner party coming soon. You're going to probably change into different attire, right? Or you're all set up. You're ready to go. I mean,
I did my hair. I did the.
Make sure you tell all the dinner guests about the fantastic time you had with all of the lovelies on the Jim Master Show live, of course.
Lovely, lovely, doubly, like they say in Britain. Oh, lovely, doubly.
Lovely, doubly. Linda wants you to do Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, he's not yet a type, dear. Oh, help is on his way, dear. Oh, don't you be doing that, dear. Sit down and make your lovely cup of tea, dear.
Mona in Louisiana, USA says, thank you, Jason, for being here with us tonight, for entertaining and fun. You're so talented. Liz, of course, so talented. Christine Clifton in North Carolina. Thanks for bringing such fantastic entertainment, sharing many words of wisdom with us tonight. May your fabulous career continue. Your talent is off the charts. You are a true lovety here on the Jim Masters Show live.
I'm a lovety.
Yeah. Linda says, thank you, Jason, for sharing your life with us. And Mary says, this has been great, Jason. Enjoy your dinner party. Liz, your sister, says borders closed, so not sure when we will see each other
Liz.
again.
My sister.
There's Liz.
Oh, look at that.
I'm starting to get the idea that you really don't have guests coming. Yeah.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
I'm starting to get the idea that you're not really having people come over for the dinner party. You're just going to place these photos at the place settings and talk to all the photos, right? Is that what you're going to do?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. Exactly. Maureen says, in Arizona, I have really enjoyed hearing your positive spin on current events, and reminding us to live and let live while still loving one another. And Juanita, where it's already tomorrow, Sunday for her in South Africa, was an amazing evening. Love the music and the humor. Thank you for sharing your time, talents, and wisdom with us, Jason, here on the show. Kathleen in New York City. This has been a great show. Thanks, Jason, for sharing your talents with us. Christine, this has been such a deep, meaningful, and insightful conversation, relatable with, of course, a bit of humor, and there's lots of talent. Jason, love how Jason keeps it real. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And yeah, cool stuff. Kathleen says, so much fun and smiles. Thanks, Jameson and Jim. Our pleasure. Mary says your sister is beautiful. Liz is beautiful. Aww. And cool stuff. Yeah, really, really. And Jennifer says,
Thank you, everybody.
Let's have some Irish crack, slancha.
I don't know. Irish crack, what's that mean?
Do you know what it means? Do you know?
don't know. Is that the crack you have when you're not having crack?
Well,
did that slip through the crack? Got that one?
so they spell it Craic. And we've had a lot of guests over, from Ireland, people I've interviewed on public television here in the States and everything. Irish singer, Celtic Woman, Celtic Thunder, Phil Coulter, all the different ones. And I make sure that when I say that we're having Irish crack with the guests from Ireland, that I stop, pause, and I spell it. And I say it's Craic. Because if I say that I just had, crack on the show with such and such guests, we're going to be in the newspapers tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Irish crack, Craic, means a good time, a jolly time, lots of fun, lots of levity.
Well, I'm Irish descendant, and so is all my family.
So you had
County Cork originally, about
300.
Yeah. A lot of Irish people came to Australia, so the luck of the Irish. Yes,
the Irish. That's right. Sherry King says, great show. Thank you, Sherry. We appreciate that.
My natural color. I've got a bit of the, the ginger thing.
Oh, I see. Merlin in Canada saying you're going to be everyone. Love the show. Thank you. You're welcome. Meaning that you don't have real people coming over to the dinner party. You're going to be all the characters at your own dinner party, huh? And you're going to get up and you're going to do musical chairs. You're going to go get up, say some words, run to the other side of the table.
That could be a hit show. Just call it the Schizophrenic Show by Jason Thompson. Well,
that's it.
I could entertain myself, I could just be like, if I was stranded on an island, passed away.
Our friend George Burns, the legendary comedian, had a blast tonight. He thoroughly enjoyed himself.
I love George Burns. He was great.
He was great, wasn't he? I tell you, so many class acts. And you are one of them.
Entertainers like that today, all-round entertainers. They can sing and act and dance. And,
Sammy Davis Jr. and some of these, these legendary.
I was friends with Tab Hunter. I went to dinner with him twice.
Tab Hunter, yeah.
He was, it was a classic, old school. I was so honored to it was only myself and Alan, his partner, and Kate Packer, Kerry Packer's sister-in-law. The Packers. I don't know if you know the Packers. The one that went out with that Mariah. Anyway, it was just lovely. It was lovely having dinner with him. It was a classic old Hollywood icon. It was just like had to pinch yourself. So I was so blessed to have dinner with him twice, to different time. But and I also went to dinner with Patricia Ward, which is Gene Kelly's wife. I love her.
Patricia Ward Kelly. Yeah, I know her personally. Yeah, she's wonderful.
I met her. I actually sang for her down here at the O Bar years ago before it closed. And I remember she was there that night. But some of the stories, it's just like you have to pinch yourself because like, Gene Kelly, and they're just like Tab Hunter. I mean, Tab Hunter. A lot of people don't. He died 2 years ago, unfortunately. But he was so funny, and it's just like that era's gone now. And it's just.
Phyllis Diller and Jackie Gleason and
I used to race home to see Phyllis Diller because she was big in Australia. She went on all these Today shows too.
Oh yeah,
Bert Newton show. This Bert Newton I was saying ages beforehand that she would come on that show, and I would love Phyllis. I met actually Phyllis Diller in Adelaide too, believe it or not. Can you believe it? Adelaide's like this little town. I met Phyllis Diller and Michael Jackson in Adelaide. Who knew? Yeah,
I tell you.
All Michael said to me was like, "Oh," I said, "God bless you, Michael." And we shook hands. He went, "Oh." He had the mask on. He was the first one to have a mask. Like he was like.
Is one of your guests Jen Dodsworth?
Oh my God, Jen! Yes, that's Jen. She talking about.
She goes. Can Jason watch time? Should I be there for dinner?
Well, you told me that you're not doing anything at the moment because you haven't done your shots and all that. So, anyway, Jen is amazing. She ran the High Tea Cottage here she's just had to close it, unfortunately, because of COVID. So sad, but she's friends with the royals and she's got some special.
Welcome, Jen. Nice to have you with us.
She's actually personal friends with Princess Anne, and she ran the High Tea Cottage up over in the valley, and she had me perform there probably about 6 times, different characters. She's a lovely person, Jen. And unfortunately, she had to close this wonderful place. And the Kardashians went there. Barbara Streisand would go there. It's a high tea. She did high tea. So she, I went there as the Queen too. Did, one of my performances there. So hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen. Hi, everybody.
But she's very quite famous here in this town. If you Google her, Google it.
Google it. Something will come up.
Yeah, she's had exclusive tea from the Queen too, that the Queen drinks. I've got some here still. She gave me. It's amazing.
Wow.
So
Now,
real
my
tea.
question to you is, did you have a fantastic time with us or what?
I did. I can't believe I've been on this show for 2 hours.
2 hours and 16 minutes, my friend. Yeah. It doesn't feel like that, right? It's just a conversation just flowing.
Because that's what comes from the heart touches people's hearts. That's why I don't like living in your head. You live in your heart. And like you said before, it takes more courage to live in your heart and to be vulnerable to the world. Because a lot of people are scared. If I show myself, they're going to use it against me. You're going to do like I said, what other people think of me is none of my business. Just stand strong on yourself, especially in these times, and just believe in yourself. Don't worry about what other people think. Like I said, what other people think of me is none of my business. And it should be the same for you out there. And just shine. Life's too short. Flourish. Remember I said earlier, the purpose in life is to have a purpose and to flourish with that purpose. One of my uncles, Uncle Graham, used to say that about having a purpose is to have a purpose. The purpose in life is to have a purpose. That's not hard, is it?
No.
And to flourish.
Right.
I mean, look at the plant kingdom.
And share it with the world. Yeah.
The plant kingdom are flourishing effortlessly. Are they living outward in or inward out?
Exactly right. Yeah.
So like the plants are living inward out rather, and but humans are living outward in. They're trying to fill it up with something else. Have this, have that. Oh, new car, new that. They're trying to fill up the hole in the soul. And it's like the petrol tank. It always goes down to E. There's nothing wrong with all these things. But what I'm saying is a lot of people
shouldn't rule you. Yeah.
We should be living inward out and flourishing with our purpose as a person. That's when you're truly shining. And if everybody was just doing that, if you're in that symphonia, as I'm saying, like a symphony, whether you're a little triangle player or the sax or the drums, we all are different, but we come together in one accord, and hopefully we have this wonderful symphonia, and this is the agreement. And when we all come together in one accord, there is the great spirit. That's when you feel the goosebumps all over your body. And that to me is what you want to call God or the great spirit or the universe.
Right.
It's all in us. Just plug in like the Wi-Fi password.
Right.
Once you plugged in like the Wi-Fi, zoom, it all comes to you, and it's all within
amazing. The aura and the energy that you attract as a result of allowing yourself to do that. Right. Don't extinguish that flame within, and don't let other people do that, because other people will do that. As Liz, your sister, says, watch out for the feather pluckers. Jason always taught me that. So there's a lot of people, who will
feather pluckers. That's right. They try and pull off your feathers or your blossoms.
Right, exactly.
The
more you flourish, the more they pluck.
Well, that's why they say, "Oh, isn't Jim blossoming at the moment?" What does that mean? It doesn't mean you're having flowers sprout out your ears. You're metaphorically, you are blossoming. You're flourishing because you're functioning with your true useful purpose, not being dysfunctional. And that's simple as that. Like I said,
the more you flourish, the more they pluck. Yeah.
Meditate, don't medicate. There's nothing wrong with, you can mood alter into anything like work addiction, food addiction, drug addiction, sex addiction, alcohol addiction, Netflix addiction. Nothing wrong with food and sex and all that, of course, sex, but it's if it's controlling you and you're not controlling it, you're trying to fill up the hole in your soul, and that's why you've got to access that. Just be yourself, be authentic, and everybody will love you. Trust me.
It's very true. Some people may disappear, but those, as a result of you being authentic, but those people weren't real to begin with. They were just using you or taking advantage, or they were the feather pluckers, like your sister said, right? They were just draining you for energy.
But sometimes they're just not taught to be. That's why I think in the schools that one of the biggest curriculums I think is missing is, we have, science, math, home education, whatever, but what about a subject called self-actualization? Who are you? Start the kids off meditating in the morning. Forget what happened at home earlier today, and just come together and encourage people to flourish with their true useful purpose. Because imagine if the world was just like the plant kingdom. Everybody just like the forest, everybody just being themselves. But man's kingdom, is not like the plant kingdom or the animal kingdom. Man's kingdom is all like they're living outward in instead of inward out. If we were all just flourishing with our gift and our purpose, it'll be a wonderful place. And instead of fakers faking to other fakers, hi, how are you? And you got to play that script, and you say that word. Now you meant to say that's automatic response mechanism. Follow the script. And as soon as you don't, people go, "Oh my God, he's not following the script." They feel he's weird. No, but you're weird because you're following the script and you're not being yourself. You're too scared to be you. Right?
Exactly right. Exactly right. And you've been nothing less than you and a few other characters tonight.
Yes. Well, anyway, I should let everybody go. I'm raving on.
Yes. You've got no, it's great. It's great. It's great.
But anyway, I love you all out there, and I love you, Jim, for having me on your show. And thank you very much. And
it was a pleasure, my friend. It was a pleasure. You're welcome back anytime. And I hope the show met whatever expectations that you had, and that you enjoyed the time with me as much as I certainly have with you, Jason, tonight.
You're a sweetheart.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You take care. You be well. Have a wonderful dinner party. Tell everybody we said hello and share the levity. And we will see you again soon, okay?
See you, family.
Thanks, Jason. We'll have you back on.
Good night, good night, Elizabeth. Good night, Harry.
Good night, fellow Libra.
All right. See you later, mate. See you later.
Cheers.
Lovity.
Good night, Jason.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers. Amazing, fun, terrific, and just really, really terrific. Inspiring with a lot of levity and going in a lot of different directions, which was really, really cool. And thanks for all the great comments, too, and all the participation in the show. A lot of you watching from all around the world, new folks, and some of our faithful lovities watching. I am your host, Jim Masters, and we appreciate you guys being with us as well. Just want to let you know, tomorrow we have an amazing guest. We have pop star Meredith O'Connor joining us. She's not only a very popular pop star, she's going to sing live, she's going to perform live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. She's also an anti-bullying icon. That's right. She has a phenomenal video out that we're going to be sharing with you on the Jim Masters Show Live with some mega stars from all around the world, from many, many different countries, who participated in this really cool anti-bullying video and music video. And it's really special. We're going to debut that, show that tomorrow with Meredith O'Connor as our very special guest. She is coming up tomorrow. That is Sunday. Of course, we thank all the guests that we had on tonight. We had a lot of guests with us. We had Dame Edna. We had Austin Flowers. And of course, we had the Queen. We had Steve Irwiner with us. And look at all the guests we had tonight. It was a full house. Of course, even Jason Thompson stopped by, and he sang a song or two. We had Austin Flowers with us. Cool stuff. Really super talented, very funny, and but at the same time grounded and understands what life is all about. There's some of the characters that he's played over the years, and we appreciate him being with us and joining us on the Jim Masters Show Live. And there he is there, Jason Thompson, our special guest tonight, live from West Hollywood, California, here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Also want to let you know that we have a phenomenal performer coming up. Ned Macy is going to be with us on, he's with us on Wednesday. He's going to be with us. We have the amazing actress and singer, the incredible producer. Do you know Angelica Page? Google Angelica Page. You'll see. I won't tell you who she's related to, but her parents, incredibly popular, famous legends in music and Hollywood and Broadway and everything else. And she is a brilliant performer herself. She's with us on Tuesday, the one and only actress extraordinaire, Angelica Page, here on the show on Tuesday. Then Ned Massey is going to be with us on Wednesday. DJ Bocchiarelli is going to be with us. He's an amazing performer as well. He's going to be with us on Thursday, and the list goes on. Speaking of amazing talent, also from Hollywood, incredible, legendary comedian and actress and singer Judy Tenuta is going to be with us as well here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Yep, she's coming on Monday, March 15th. Judy Tenuta, Hollywood legend, is going to be with us. Dee Wallace is going to join us as well. Dee Wallace, of course, you know from E.T., the extraterrestrial, that movie, The Howling, and Murder, She Wrote, and a bevy of films and television and so much more. She's a Hollywood legend extraordinaire. She got 3 movies and 2 TV shows coming out. She's going to be with us as well, coming up in coming weeks. And I also wanted to show you, remember I said that we were going to bring Lin in? So here's Lin. You guys wanted to see Lin again. So there is Lin. Look at the size of Lin. Lin is saying hello to you guys tonight. There you go. You've been asking for Lin. So Lin has been off to the side. Look at the size of Lin is huge. So Lin is here. Lin says hello and greets all of you. And you get to, anybody want to scratch Lin's chin? Lin loves when you get a chance to do that. Again, you got to live life and smile because life is short. So Lin is here, and Lin says hello to all of you. I had mentioned we would have Lin out tonight for you guys. So there you go. There's Lin. Put Lin over there. Lin says hello. And this was a fun night, gang. Hope you guys certainly enjoyed yourself. Some levity and lovity here on the show. Today was levity and lovity combined with the conversation as well as the entertainment. And there's the empty chair as well. I know you guys love the empty chair. Lovely Lin, absolutely. Lin. Lin says hello to all of you. Lovely Lin. Jim, I love your jacket and shirt. Thank you very much. There's also pants that match the jacket. It's part of a suit. You just don't know whether I have those on or not because the camera is only here. So you have to imagine that I have those exact pants on that match the jacket. Linda says, lovely Lin. Yes, Lin is terrific right here. There's Lin right there. And this was terrific. Hope you guys are doing well and everything's going well in your lives. If not, you know where to find us daily or nightly, where we have lots of levity. We always learn something too, and interesting guests, amazing guests, and inspiring conversations and entertainment. And there was certainly a mix of all of that this evening as well. Thanks, Jim, for tonight's show with Jason. He was a package of levity. He sure fit right in to Levity Hall. Good night, Jim Masters and Levities. Till next time, you as well. Love Lin. Great show tonight. You want to see Lin again? All right, we'll bring Lin back out. Lin, they want to see you again. Huge Lin. Look at us. Don't you just want to grab Lin? There you go. Lin is very happy. I tell you, huh? This was a gift that came my way in September for the birthday, one of several gifts that came. So there you go. If this doesn't make you laugh, this doesn't make you smile, I don't know what would. You got to check your pulse, I think. So there's Lin. Lin is saying hello. God, George Burns, Gilligan, Silver, Jimmy, and Lin and Jim Masters all here. This is what you call true entertainment for all of you. Look at the size of Lin. Huge. It's got the tail. Cool stuff, gang. Cool stuff. All right. Lin says, we will see you later. We'll be back. We'll be over there. We'll feed you in a minute, Lin, okay? You just stay there and hang out for a second. We're going to slide back in here, get close to our lovities. Amy says, good night, lovities and Jim. You as well, Amy. Jennifer, see how Jim's self and Lin melt my heart? A Lin hug. Absolutely. Best kind. Unconditional love from Lin. That was great. Thanks, Jim. Have a great night. Stay safe. Good night, all. Lovely hugs. You as well. Lin, great show tonight. Thanks, Merlin. Appreciate that. Glad you guys enjoyed it. You have a sense of humor, and you guys maybe even picked up some inspiration tonight here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Don't forget, you can find me on all the usual suspect places: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, And of course, right here on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you can. We would love that. And if you missed anything in this fun-filled and as well as inspiring episode of the Jim Masters Show Live, all the episodes are right there for you on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. And of course, our very special guest, Jason Thompson, he's on the internet as well and social media and more. You can find him in all the usual suspect places as well. So YouTube, Jim Masters TV is where you're at, and we would love it if you would subscribe. We say thank you very much once again to celebrity impersonator, actor, singer, and all-around entertainer Jason Thompson for joining us here on the Jim Masters Show Live tonight. And we thank all of you for joining us. It was a great night. Don't forget, you can join us 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific right here on our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. As we always say on the show, don't forget to smile. And don't forget to share the smile with the world. That's the best contagion out there, is a smile. Also, in addition to smiling, don't forget to share the levity. That's right. Any age, any gender, doesn't matter. Just share that levity. The world could use more humor and levity. And of course, find your Zen place. Mine is the ocean. Love the ocean. Living here on the East Coast of the United States and the Northeast, the ocean has always been near and dear. And of course, always love my work in television and radio and stage, on air, on camera, behind the scenes all these years, and love everything that I do as well. So that's my Zen place. My ultimate Zen place, of course, is moments with loving family and friends, as well as cycling and tennis and music and writing and all the other cool things we get to do. And of course, time with all of you here on the Jim Masters Show Live is another Zen moment for your host here. Don't forget to relax. Don't forget to love one another. Don't forget to love yourself. Breathe from the diaphragm. It's always better to do it that way. And don't forget to know that you have, and remember that you have great value and that you are invited to the table and you have worth. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not worthy. You are, and you're always welcome here at the Jim Masters Show Live. So don't forget to relax. So we're going to wrap up. We toast and cheer all of you. We thank you for your time. We'll be back tomorrow with pop star and anti-bullying icon, Meredith O'Connor. We've got a great, amazing week of guests coming up. It just gets better and better and better. Some 300 plus episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. What a fabulous evening. I just love spending time with all of my lovely family, and we love spending time with all of you. Every show, every day is something different and unique. We never know what's going to happen. And that could be cool, right? That could be fun when you just let it ride. Lin hug. Absolutely. Night, night, lovities to you, Juanita. Go get some sleep now. Kathleen as well. That was great. Thanks, Jim. Have a great night. Stay safe. Good night, all. Lovely hugs. You as well. Good night, gang. We love you all. Your host, Jim Masters. Thank you for your time this time. Until next time, right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. We love you. Spread the word. Tell everybody about our show. That helps the show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and all the rest. Till tomorrow, have a great day. If it's morning in Australia, I think it's already tomorrow, right? So good day, good night, good afternoon, good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Be well. Loveities. Jim Masters signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.